Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble game master, Tom, and this is adventure number 42. We're glad to have you here. We're coming to you live at twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Come join the chat, make fun of us, add your thoughts, vote who gets hero points, and you can also catch our videos on our YouTube channel, and we are available on every platform for podcasts, and you can check that out, plus Patreon, plus our Discord, and so much more at ingloriousbards.com. We are excited. Our heroes have been getting closer and closer to this snowy battle army, and we're going to pick up where we left off. Before we do, I want to send out a quick shout out to one of our patron supporters, Colin Drucker. Thank you so much for supporting the show. We always appreciate it. The patrons voted recently on some... I don't even know the players know this. They voted recently on who is initially going to give out the quests and what kind of quests they will be. And they voted a strange, annoyed, mad wizard in the city of Iveron. And that's who you guys met 2 sessions ago, FYI. They voted for that. All right. Without further ado, let's get a recap of what we had last session from Jeremy.
In Iveron, when we were there, we found out that King Rever is defending the wall. Great, huge wooden wall that's spanning all the front of Iveron, which is where they are defending Iveron itself against the Colium Guards and another great white dragon named Vodak the White, who was attacking against him. After speaking to the wizard, the crazy mad and rage wizard, we decided to duck out and head further south to go into a town because we're still in pursuit of this young girl, this sorceress that we were told about from the Blood Gypsy. In the town, we actually had this huge battle with the Colium Guards, and Xander and Sildren chased after him, if you guys recall, and we were saved at the nick of time after a couple of counterspells hit us by Idrisil, who showed up out of the blue as he was up north with the wardens that were sent up there. He was able to give us some really good information, specifically regarding the wall and what the Colium Guard were doing up there, and that there was a spot that we might be able to cross, and he might be able to help us with it. After saying our goodbyes, we went back into town and were greeted kind of like heroes as we helped keep everybody alive, at least most of them. And Piercy was awarded some very, very precious silver that he kept refusing, as well as some rune stones. And we found out in conversation that the girl, whose name was Yelena, was kind of a bit of an outcast and not really welcomed in this town. Well, Xander and Yaru went out to the stone quarry where they found her and were able to demonstrate that magic is okay and can be a part of it, really trying to win her over. And then they did. Xander spent a lot of time trying to teach Yelena and really grow his confidence as well as hers in how magic works. And by the end of it and the whole thing going, she decided to come with us, and we convinced her to leave. It was a huge hullabaloo in town, even just getting out. We ended up burning and freezing a room because of the chaos that ensued. But Palik spent a fortune of money getting her ready to go and like a real adventurer. And Xander took her under his wing, trying to learn how to be a teacher and teach her how to be a sorceress. That is where we left off. We're up at the wall now. I want to be clear, we did run into Phineas Tumblepot, as happens. And he was able to kind of give us some really great tips in his giant mad robot crab up there too. Anyway, that's where we're at. We're at the wall. We just talked to Phineas, and that's where we're about to go. So from there, let the adventure begin.
A great wooden wall stretches across the northern border of the kingdom of Iveron. Wide swaths of snow cover the fields beyond. In the woods to the north of the wall, a white dragon waits in the trees, a monster of cold, remorseless hate, a beast not quite part of the Colium dragonkin army, yet never one to defy his queen. A dragon known by all the Iveron warriors as Vodak the White. The creature absently reaches out and topples an enormous tree with its sharp claw. White frost billows out from its nostrils as it waits, and waits for word from his queen that the wall of men is ready to fall. Several days south in the kingdom of Navarre, another dragon waits in the ruins beside Old Castle Lake. This beast also stirs angrily in the falling snow, pent up with frustration, with a rage starting to simmer. But this beast is a dragon not of ice, but of flame and fire, known as Shale. And far, far to the north, in the snow-covered mountains of Jarvain, lies the greatest of the dragons. She stirs within her private chamber within the walls of her cold city. Attended by enslaved men and dragonkin, she stares into a magic swirling mass of ice before her. Her jet blue eyes watch the magic twisting ball intensely. She knows that the time is coming where the forces of men will crumble, and then the world of Varen will be reclaimed once again by the Northern Queen, the Great Devourer, Char Ice. Along the King's Wall in Iveron, our heroes gather in the morning hours. They eat their breakfast, get updates from the scouts on the wall, and prepare their weapons and magic. Today they head over the wall and into enemy territory. Piercy, the swashbuckler, wakes up, shakes snow off his whiskers, packs away his bedroll, and finds Xander and the girl Yelena not far away, tossing little spheres of flames at a mound of snow.
Okay, so you flick your wrist as you toss the fire. Then you add more power to it. Like this.
Xander expertly tosses his sphere of flame and perfectly hits the mound of snow some distance away. Yelena sticks out her tongue, aims her toss, and throws her sphere a far bit beyond. Darn it, I missed. There must be some kind of way to do this, right?
No, you're doing great. You went even farther than you aimed for. That's good. I mean, I never miss, but you'll get there. You need to both expand your power and be able to rein it in at the same time like a true master sorceress.
Every time I toss a sphere, I end up snapping my fingers and looking silly. I don't think a master sorcerer would look silly like this.
No, don't worry. Being good at magic is all about looking silly. Snap your fingers, cross your eyes, squeal a lot, whatever it takes. Crazy things happen, and you have to adapt. I can't tell you how many times I've cast Burning Hands only to have these fools run right in front of me.
Piercy waves to the two sorcerers.
How yours the tossing of the flames, my friends?
Bad.
Good. No, it's good. We're good. It's really, it's good.
Okay, today we head north into the line of the enemies and find that Dragonkin commander. What is his name? Kalkuvad. It's going to be lots of danger for everyone. Maybe this Yelena girl should stay behind here with the wall and all the warriors. What you think?
Yelena looks over at Xander intently. She waits for his response. She knows the path of her life is about to branch one way or the other based on what he says next. Xander looks at Yelena.
No, Yelena's good. I mean, she's not ready to take on a dragon or anything, but if she sticks close to me and keeps her eyes open, she'll be fine.
Piercy nods at the two mages and then raises a welcoming hand to a grumbling dwarf shuffling by.
Good morning, Bolly. Everyone's up and about ready to go. You're the last one to wake up now.
Why in the world are you all up so early? The sun's barely opened its eyes, and it's colder than that stone forest's own two marbles dipped in an icy lake. Praise them both. I stumbled out of a bed to take a wee, but it's so cold that everything shrunk back up inside me.
What do you mean by everything?
I mean everything. The pea, the giblets, everything. I look like a scared baby turtle down there. This cold is miserable. I'd miss the hot fires of any of the dwarven halls, like my home in Shadow Hall.
Ollie continues his walk along the bottom of the wall. He makes his way directly towards Master Yaru, the Dark Panther, meditating with his eyes closed in the cold without any sign of discomfort.
Master Yaru, sorry to interrupt your morning.
Yaru opens his eyes and calmly looks at the freezing dwarf.
It is no interruption at all, Stone Priest. My morning began hours ago. What is on your mind?
Well, it's about the girl Yelena.
Go on.
Xana's quickly taken to her and to her training. Colleagues helped to get her equipped and ready for travel and battle. And you, Master Yaru, you've been quite reassuring to her in all of this change for her. Everyone's been quite helpful to Yelena.
A cold wind snaps Bally's cloak.
I sense some hesitation on your part, Stone Priest.
Yes, I'm concerned about these dangers we're up against, what we're putting her up against.
Worry not. Xana is taking care to grow her power, and I myself will continue to provide the guidance she will need. Yelena will prove a powerful tool against this Koleam army, and Shard Ice in particular.
That could be. I'm more concerned about us, about our part in making her this tool. She's a young woman taken from her village, caught up in all this war.
But she chose to live of her own free will. We merely offered a path, a way out from the terrible life she once had.
But what choice did she really have? Any life was better than that. She would have taken the first chance to get out of the village, no matter who came along. We offered her dresses and food, attention, assurance, promises to help unlock her power. But we don't do this just out of the goodness of our hearts. We do this because we need a weapon to fight a great dragon. Not a sword, not a magic staff or a godly artifact. A weapon. That's really just a girl trying to figure out her place in this world. I'm not just worried about her safety. I'm worried about what this says about all of us. Is this really the right thing to do? This should weigh more heavily on our souls.
I feel your concerns. I do. There is no easy answer to any of this. War endangers even the most innocent. Yet, if I may make an observation, you make no real effort to stop her development. You did not keep her back in her village. You do not stop her now from crossing the wall with us into the lion's den.
Believe me, I know. The fact is, I too help lead her into danger, that she may help end the war, or die with our promises echoing in her ears. That keeps this stone priest up at night even more than the cold.
In the wall on top, there are a bunch of warriors scattered in different clumps. There are sections of the wall for half a mile or more where there are absolutely no soldiers. Right now, you guys are around a cluster of a bunch of them they have like a mini camp on your side of the wall. Sildren, you are chatting right now with the lieutenant who's in charge of these 50 souls that are protecting this section of the wall. And again, this wall is massive, stretches for miles across the entire northern border of the kingdom. You are chatting with him. You also notice, Sildren, that a bunch of the warriors who are up are looking not so much north where the enemy should be, but they're looking down south, more than a little perturbed at Xander and Yelena.
I assume they can see the fireworks show?
Yes.
Okay.
The lieutenant says, Defender, we had another attack on the villages last night. We just got report back from one of our scouts. It's annoying, it's frustrating, it's what we're here to protect, and yet they somehow know when we're not out there. I think they've got some sort of magic that is cast upon our wall, that is cast from their woods way over there to see where we're at, to know where I have no men patrolling.
Perhaps where we go now will prevent future encounters.
If
like
you can
that.
remove their eyes, then we can at least know when they're flying overhead in the middle of the night, and we can at least come to the defense of a village or a farm.
How did the village fare?
I'm sending men there now. It's like any of the others. It's a total loss.
Well, hopefully we can do some good and perhaps change the tide that seems to be heading this way.
And perhaps some of the bad that we see here, he says, pointing down at the snow mound being pelted with little spheres of flame. Perhaps you could limit that. It's more than a bit disturbing to my men.
I will talk with my companion.
He nods and he hands over several packs of fresh rations for you guys. You guys are fully stocked and ready to go wherever you need to.
I'll go meet Xander and Yelena and keep the fireworks down, friend. These soldiers are easily spooked and morale is not good for them at the moment. They do not acclimate well to the fires that you two create.
You hear that? The fires that we both create. That sounds very poetic. He's a druid. He does that a lot. Look at what she did. Look, she almost hit that mountain 4 times.
I've been watching her. Her growth is quite impressive. Well done, Yelena.
Right? Give him a fire high five. He loves that.
No,
I don't think so.
we must be on our way soon. Prepare yourselves. We will be north of the wall soon.
What we were doing? This is preparing. It's not like anyone else can do this around here. Right?
Is it preparing or is it wasting all your power?
You don't know me. I got power for days. What they don't know is what you make up in size comes out in other ways.
Are we still talking about magic?
Sure. Yeah, of course, sure. It's the only thing we talk about. Ever. Come on.
You guys continue tossing spells or you get ready to go?
We will prepare to go.
All right.
Get ourselves packed up.
All right. You can start packing up the camp. Anything you guys want to do and or say before you make your way north?
If he's still around, Phineas will give a warm peep eye to Phineas Tumblepot.
He is not at this section of the wall. He is several a day more west towards the coast.
So where would you say we are in the wall structure? Are we like in the middle of the continent or the breathable land? I'm just wondering, in comparison for Yaru's estimation of the last known location of Kuvad's like icon or...
Yeah, you guys are exactly south of where that location was marked on the map you talked earlier. This has been your goal and your destination, so you camped there to get your rest, and now you're ready to cross over.
All right.
Okay, you guys get all geared up and you climb over the wall. There's no gate here, but you're able to climb up. They lower some ladders down. You guys make your way down. It is the 6 of you. It is Shunka, the Black Wolf, and Yelena, the young sorceress. walking through the snow. It's not particularly thick and heavy, but you make your way north. There is a river soon that you run into. It's essentially wall, a field, a river, a field, and then off in the distance is the beginning of a snow-covered forest. And you approach this river, and it is quite cold. It's not necessarily fast-moving, but it could definitely sap some strength if you're not careful. Someone needs to take a survivalist lead and find a good place to ford the river. Who would like to do that?
Sildren the Druid would like to do that.
I mean, if you want, I could also just make a bridge. Would you like me to make a bridge?
Let me look for a ford.
All right.
We'll the less magic we expend now, the better. 32.
Jeez.
What's that, 7? You rolled a
Yeah.
You just rolled a 7 for 32?
I don't
All
see
right.
it, though, on my chat.
Yeah, I didn't-
window.
I didn't see
Neither.
that.
I saw the die roll. I just not seeing it in the chat.
Yeah, try it again. We'll count it if it doesn't show up again.
The 7.
Okay.
There you go.
Just making sure.
32 again.
That's weird. Holy moly, with a 32, you have already spotted this earlier this morning as you were looking off the wall. There's a very hard to find section of raised stones that you're able to guide everyone across. Every single person gets across completely dry without any rules necessary, and Sildren helps guide the group safely across this cold river. And
The way the ground up from the wall came down, and I just knew.
yeah.
Where it looked like it was water and deep, it was actually just shallow. And you just,
Yeah.
I'll put away my fatigue rules that I had all set. All right. You guys head north and you make your way across another wide field. And as you do so, you feel a bit exposed. While you've heard plenty of the attacks tend to come at night, there is a snow that falls. The wind is biting and a bit cold, but there's no cover, no protection, and you're watching the skies constantly as you travel in this line northwards.
Kind of anticipating this with the supplies and things that we were given. I suppose I'm hoping we got color appropriate, like cloaks and whatnot, so that we're at least the right color.
Why can't I wear my red?
Someone can make a society roll.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I was
That's not
actually going to ask, before you said that, Tom, I was going to say maybe Palik designed something for everybody.
Oh, do you have a tailoring thing, Palik?
I do.
Yeah, why don't you make a tailoring roll, and if that becomes a disaster, we can ask what the society roll.
So it'd be okay.
Crafting?
Crafting.
Yeah. $26.
26. You are able to create two nice camouflaged, like white striped cloaks for two of the people in your group. Who would you like those to be?
Stealthy McStelterson.
Shunka and Yelena.
Oh,
It's a white wolf.
One of those little
I'm not
dog
gonna mess with
sweaters.
Shunka, and
Oh, yeah, she's a white wolf,
has,
that's
Alina has that white wolf thing I gave her already.
Oh, yeah,
I have,
that's right.
I have the bear cloak. So I'll say Xander for sure.
So we're traveling as a menagerie.
Yeah.
Just need a tambourine.
We have a walking rat, a walking cat, a walking bear.
I'll say Xander and Bali.
All right.
All right. And then who, before you guys head out, has spent some time talking with some quartermasters along the wall? Who's good at society?
Xander's trained in it, not nearly like diplomacy, but he's got some society going on. Should he roll
Luke
it?
is trained as well.
That it? I think Brenros was the best.
Brenner's with a lot of society.
He was the best in a lot of ways, but
He was. He
Now he's
really,
dead.
really was.
All right, someone make a society roll.
Good effort, Xander.
Yeah, it's a 27.
With a 27, you are able to find slightly whitish colored robes for the rest of the group. They are not as quality as Palik's, but they will certainly aid in some way as you guys make your way north. Speaking of Palik, where are you in the marching order in this line?
In the middle.
In the middle. Okay, so I just need to know when the artillery round hits because they're going from center mass of the group. All right, Palik, in the middle. Make a perception roll. You guys are rolling constantly mid.
Yes.
No, Xander.
We're saving them. We're saving the good rolls for later.
Palik, with a 30, you hear a different, unusual sound you have not heard in a long time. You hear the sound of drums, and it's like dum 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 dum, and it's far away. With a 30, although that's a great roll, you think you hear it ahead and to the left, ahead and to the right, behind and to the left, and behind and to the right, far away in all four directions. No one else pays attention.
Everybody else hears the drums, right?
I don't hear any drums. I've got my cloak on.
Okay. Yeah, no drums. Me neither. I was just checking.
I don't smell no drums.
Should I be worried?
No.
While he's looking about.
Paula, you look around and you see nothing, and you definitely, no one else hears any drums. Palik, you listen, and after a while, you can just hear the wind blowing and no more sound of those drums.
Okay.
Totally not ominous.
Because I'm worried.
It's usually Xana that hears things.
What?
See?
You guys
Just listen for my name. That's all that happens. All I listen for is my name.
Proceed.
You guys continue on ahead. You make your way across this field, and while you are approaching, what you've heard is the enemy line somewhere ahead, although this is not where the armies gather. There are different clumps of armies along this whole northern border, but you know that in this giant forest of the north, they are in this region. So it's a little apprehensive as you head into the woods. At the same time, it's also reassuring that you're now not in this exposed open field of like a mile wide of just snow. So you move between these snow-covered trees. It would almost be a beautiful Christmassy type scene, except you guys are heading into a murderous war zone. As you head in there, who is at the front of the group?
Probably Sildren leading through the woods, since his survival in nature is pretty high, so I would imagine he's guiding.
All right, make a survival roll.
Xander's going to be in the back with Yelena. When you ask, I'm going to tell you we're in the back.
Okay.
We're in the back.
Children's survival.
36.
36. You are doing a great job of leading people with limited restriction due to the snow, and you are also able to pick paths with limited, still some traces since it's such a large group, but you're really minimizing your footprint as much as you can of the entire group. And Sildren, I also need you to make a perception roll. You hear something, but what it is, we will determine with your roll.
29.
Sildren, in the lead, you hear some voices in the distance up ahead.
I'll motion to the group to stop. Motion to Master Yaru to come, and we'll creep forward just a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely stealthily.
Go ahead and make stealth rolls, the both of you.
That's funny.
Why is that funny?
Please, didn't choose the master at stealth.
Literally master and stealth.
That's true. I
If you want to
It's
pull
all
me
right.
back, you go right
Nope.
ahead.
I wave Yaru away and then
No.
Yaru crunches over. What is it, boss?
What? Children, what do you
assumed the
need?
cat would be super stealthy, but yeah,
I'll give it a
Palik
shot,
and,
but no,
Palik and I
think
will creep forward.
She's
All right.
designed for this.
And I'm going to use a hero point on. Oh,
Jeez.
yeah.
You do
I'm
not
going
need
to.
to
I
use a
gotta-
hero
That's
point,
why.
Sildren.
42.
All right. With a freaking 42, which is that the highest roll we've ever had? That's
I was going to say, can I roll just to see what it might have been?
Go for it.
24 from Sildren.
I have a
Hopefully,
18, let's see.
hopefully we're doing an average.
Sildren, you didn't need to re-roll with a hero point. You can take that back.
Okay, great.
Sildren,
I'm
you start.
probably gonna need it.
Yeah, you start making some noise, and Palik kind of repeats the same thing. You doing with survival leading the group. She shows you where not to step and how to be quiet and lots of stern. Shh.
This is why I brought you.
Go fornicate. Just
What are you guys doing over there?
Yaru's still just 8 feet away from them. Do you need me up there? You creep through the trees very, very quietly, hunting wabbit, and you make your way closer and closer, and you hear some arguing going on, and some sort of verbal fighting going on of no, this is not what's going to happen. And then you creep around, the two of you, and can see, you're peeking around some trees, can see not far away. Ooh, that's, hold on. I need to make a roll too. Oops, wrong roll. There's my roll.
Damage.
What you see is two people that are standing in the woods, very confrontational, no weapons drawn, but like one guy has his hands out, the other guy has his hands down, looking like he's ready for trouble. The guy with his hands out defensively notices Sildren. Will say that was your critical failure. So he notices you guys are there, but you were able to get as close or as far as you people want because you still got a great roll, Palik. But what you notice two things. Number one, the guy you have seen before. It is the Iveron scout Fendick of the Broken Boughs. And he is holding up his hands as though he's been caught in a bad situation here, because the being he's against is a Colium soldier with its armor on, this dragonkin standing there looming right over him. And next to Fendick, there's a cloaked fellow that in a dead heap on the ground. There's the situation you've walked into. Fendick then sees you guys off in the distance and says, help, it's just the one, help, and backs away and draws his sword, grateful that you are there.
Way to give it the
Well,
element of surprise. We'll
go get the rest of them.
Sildren will whistle back to the group.
All right, you smack into Yaru, who's right there, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
You know, the signal to move forward. He gives a bird call and a
Okay.
little yeah.
Over here.
Palik will run up and flank the dragonkin with.
All right, Palik, you had total control of the distance with your roll. Are you fair distance, short? What do you want it to be?
Short.
Like your movement speed or less short? Is that what you've decided?
No, let's say within 30. Yeah, within 30 feet.
Okay, you guys got crazy close, and Palik goes racing at him. Yes.
Before Palik enters the scene real quick, Yara's going to grab Yelena's hand and stay back with her. And if Xander wants to go ahead, he can, but he's just going to say to Yelena, come with me and watch Palik do what she does best.
Oh, okay. And she looks at you, Xander.
Yeah, she's with me. That's fine. You don't have to, like, tug her away.
Just let her watch this one, Xander.
Yeah, but I kind of like hanging out with her. And
Well, then come with me.
Okay.
That's around. Okay.
Percy comes running up with a rope. I got this. Come here. No, he doesn't.
All right. You
We're
guys
just
are.
gonna stay kind of back and
I take that.
All right. The rest of you are charging in. You will be a round behind. Palik, you are racing up. Go ahead and take 2 actions, Palik.
Okay. Well, I'll strike with my rapier.
Did Volley get the bracer thing with the speed? Where
Yes.
he runs faster? He does.
Yes.
He does get that. Okay.
33 to hit.
33 to hit is a hit. Where is
There you
my
go.
thing?
31 points of damage. And he's going to have persistent bleed damage on top of that.
Yeesh.
Or it will have persistent bleed damage on top of
One more time. What was the damage?
31.
All right. You slice into the creature. I've got the wrong name on there, but it's close enough. You hit and do some nice damage with some persistent bleed. We're just tracking it in our generic combat room here. You have another action available to you.
Yeah, I'll strike again.
And the creature is turning to face you now.
That's fine.
Almost a natural 20.
Almost a 28.
Ooh.
28 is a hit.
31 points of
Jeez.
damage.
Good
All right.
Lord.
Another huge hit. Let me drop in the correct creature, and that should help us out. Add to combat window. Remove from combat window. There we go.
Would we move
Okay.
our tokens into the little combat stage that you have in the Nexus?
All right, you slice twice. There's bleeding going on. Fendick, the scout, is also going to attack. He's attacking just twice as he'd spent 1 action to draw. Is what Fendick says with a guttural grunt. Do I get any hero points? Come on.
He's flanking.
Oh, that's true. Second one then is good enough. It is a hit. He stabs the creature from behind and deals some good damage there as well. And the creature then goes and is attacking you, Palik.
Okay.
It is doing its Draconic Frenzy with a triple strike with the ice sword. Well, that's going to actually be one of its actions. Ice forms from its hand, becoming an ice blade, and it strikes at you, Palik. With a, frick. You parry that blow and shatter its ice blade, and it spends its third action reforming another ice blade.
Oh.
And
It's going to take 3d6 of bleed damage right now.
you tell me what that is.
11 points.
Nice.
And then it needs to roll 15 or higher to get rid of it.
Did that happen to
And-
be a natural one?
It rolled a natural 1. Yes.
It did? Okay.
All right, and it does not get rid of that bleed. It is a new turn.
Everyone
Everyone
doesn't get to go.
Children, you went back to get the group.
No, I whistled to get the group.
Oh, okay. Then go ahead and take 2 turns.
Thank you. Sildren will. And did you get the rune on the bow?
No, I was not aware you had formally attached that
Yes.
yet.
It's going to be on the bow.
Okay.
So
Let's say that's going to need a little more downtime then, just to make it official. Sorry.
because we get so much downtime, that's good.
Sorry.
All right.
Zing.
Yeah, Sildren will draw his bow and will take an arrow and shoot the Colium Guard with a 25.
With a 25, I don't think that is a hit. That is a miss. The arrow goes wide. It is a new round. Yes.
Shunka.
Junga can go.
Yes. Shunka will charge in and will strike. Will bite at the Colium Guard.
Oh, it's another 20.
With a 22.
All right, that is also a miss. It is
All
a
right.
new round.
Good
Everyone
job,
else
Shinka.
who has not gone can now begin round 2 in any order you so choose.
Okay.
After you.
Xander, what do you think? Do you think Yelena could help in this situation? Yelena, what do you think you could do?
I don't know.
Well, there's some solid concentration, but rather than working on the different distance that we have right now,
That's one action.
I'm waiting for you. After you. Go.
That's the first time a feat has gotten impatient.
Xander's gonna fire a lightning bolt at the Colium Guard.
All right, your last 2 actions are to fire a lightning bolt. And that is a reflex save.
It is.
Reflex save is. Oh, that is really bad. 22.
That's really bad. It's not a critical at this point, a critical fail by any means, but he will take full damage. I'm just casting level 3, which will be 28 points of electric damage.
All right, 28 damage. Zap! Lightning arcs out across, creating blue across the snow, zapping the creature right between Fendick the Scout and Palik. Who else hasn't gone yet? Bali.
From where Bali is at, what is the distance from Bali to the creature?
60 feet.
60 feet. Then I'll take my first action and I'll try to close that distance.
You succeed.
But I'm at 25. But I'm still out of range. I will get 10 feet closer and wait. With a
Okay.
shield cast now.
A magic shield cast.
Magic shield
Okay.
cast.
That leaves Yaru. You doing anything?
Yaru
He's still
is
hanging back.
delaying an action. Actually, Yaru's gonna. I don't know if it requires a roll, but I'm gonna scout the area to see if Fendick was right, not dishonest, but correct. And there's only one of these things.
Great call. Go ahead and make a perception roll.
Perception.
I like that.
Yes. Okay.
It's just me, Bali.
You know what? I will
You
use.
can't see past this dragon. God damn it.
No, I will use both hero points for that one. That's just too bad.
Oh, that was a natural 1. I didn't hear.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry, I forgot to say natural 1.
30 to 40 minutes of the podcast.
28 total.
With a 28, you scan around and see there are no other attackers. It was just the 3 of those individuals at this a terrible little chance encounter. The dead guy, Fendick, and then the dragonkin. You do see there is a bulging satchel next to the dead guy, and that's the whole situation. Let's finish up with Piercy.
Piercy is going to advance toward the Colium Guard and tumble behind.
Okay, he's 60 feet away currently.
Okay, that'll be 2 moves. Hold a natural 1 on athletics.
Oh no!
Let me use the hero point or 2.
I'll give you one.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna re-roll that athletics. Or sorry, acrobatics. I said re-roll the acrobatics.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Damn it.
Wow. From a 1 to a 2. Hey, you got better.
Hey,
7.
normally it's the other way around. All right. With a 27, you fail to tumble through and end up right up against this creature, but that is 2 actions. You still have a 3rd action.
Right. I have panache. I might as well use a finisher. So I stop right in front of him and I say, "Where's my actions? Where's my actions?"
You got to remember how to do this
they
now.
changed the icon.
What did you say?
They changed the actions icons. Here we go. Strike. And 27.
He's nervous.
First time.
With a 27, I'm going to give you another level of flanking with Shunka on the third side of the creature, if that makes sense, and then you filling that fourth slot, and that is a hit then.
All right, then. Let's do some damage. That's gonna
Nice.
be, 27.
I stand corrected. That is not a hit. That is a kill.
Boom!
Nice.
Want to describe it quickly?
Yeah, Piercy stands up and the snow is falling off him, and he just like pulls out his sword and swings wildly and kind of chops him down haphazardly. That's all.
All right. Blood is there. The creature crashes to the ground. It writhes around a little bit and seems to get a little extra frosty, like a sheen of frost on it, like your car in the morning. And then all is quiet again in this snowy forest. Yelena turns to you, Yaru, and just says, that was nasty.
We faced much worse than this, and you are destined to see far greater things.
Jeez, you're our way to sugarcoat it.
Worry not, young one.
This is our first time. She doesn't have to see dragon blood all over all the place. It's okay. Mostly we just burn them. They don't bleed as much. Huh?
Much less subtle, Xander. Yeah. Great.
Fendick says, thank you, my friends, the defenders. I am grateful. And he shakes the hand of Malik, who was first on the scene, and then pats the wolf on the head, although I don't think Shunka necessarily likes being touched by others.
No.
And then Fendick walks over. He checks out the face-down cloaked dead dude, pats down his pouch, checks his belt out for any information, and just says, this is bad business all the way around.
What are you
I'm
doing
glad you
out
were here.
Yeah, what did Fendick said? Like when we had come up, remind me what he said in that moment.
He said, help, it's just the one.
Yeah, but before that, because we heard voices.
Yeah, he said something along the lines of, no, you won't, strongly. No, you won't.
That's not how this is going to happen, or something to that degree.
What are you doing out here? Just the two of you this far beyond the wall.
It wasn't the two of us at all. It was me tracking down this one here. And he kicks the dead guy.
Who is that?
He says it's one of your men, it looks like. A spy, a sick traitor. And I was able to apprehend him, but unfortunately his contact here, he says, pointing at the dead dragonkin, also found me too. It would have been the end of me as well.
Nana would like to check out the body and see how he died.
Okay.
Not the dragonkin. I figured that part out.
That one you got. All right, you flip over the body and you know two things instantly, Xander. One, the body is still warm. And two, the body is that of Idrisil the Archer of Navarre.
What?
Whoa.
I don't know if I need to point it out, but Xander will point it out to the group. This was Idrisil. He could not have been a spy.
Fendick says, I know he is a fellow Navarran, but it's best that this has happened.
He's
Not a Navarran.
fellow Navarran.
This was a defender. Idrisil was a defender of the realm. You're the spy. He was tracking you.
No. I understand you have an allegiance, that this is one of your allies from Navarre. But you are speaking to me, the personal scout of our king, and I assure you this is the spy I have been tracking for some time. And look here. And he kicks at the body with a thud, and the pouch on Idrisil's waist, and out spills a gold trade bar with a strange marking on it.
If you've been
As he
after
kicked
Go ahead.
Idrisil's body, Sildren like literally leaps on top of him. Like, that's not okay.
All right. He is strong and wily enough to throw you off of him, and but you've definitely caught him off guard. And he puts his hand to his sword hilt, but doesn't draw it, and says, "What are you doing? Stay!" There's also, I'm imagining, some growling noise from behind.
And Chunka is stalking around behind him.
All right.
Xander's growling to his face.
Hold!
Why is this the first we've heard of you tracking a traitor?
There's been rumors throughout the wall of someone dealing with issues, with problems, dealing with these dragonkin in league with them. And I've been entreated? No, that's not the right word. I've been tasked to find the traitor, and I regret to inform you that he has been found.
You're wrong.
Bali would like to analyze exactly how he died, determining the wound and different things like that.
All right, Bali, make a medicine roll, which I think is crazy high for you.
It is crazy high. If I go with my assurance, where does that put me? That's a 10 plus my thing.
Yeah, you can take 10.
Yeah, we'll take 10 there with a.
What does that give you?
33.
Oh man.
Wow.
These approaching high-level campaign characters are getting ridiculous at times. There are some tasks that go up with you. There are others, like crossing a ford, that do not. Bali, with what did you say the number was again?
33.
With a 33, you can identify, due to the pulse, that Idrisil is not dead.
He's not dead.
Xander immediately stabilizes him. Just cast stabilize.
I know my job, back off.
He parries your stabilize.
I'm gonna go home.
Bali pulls out a knife.
The stabilize can happen. He can continue doing. I'm analyzing and all this.
I cast friggin' fireball then.
He is now stabilized. But Bali is going forward and actually putting heal into him as well.
All right, what kind of healing action are you doing? Some medicine, some battle medicine?
We're going to do some battle medicine into him.
All right.
As all this is happening, with the tension with Fendig, Yaru has Yelena again kind of gripped a little hard at the wrist, and is just watching the scene play out very calmly and still tracking Fendig's his emotions more than his movements now that he's surrounded by a wolf.
Okay.
Yeah, Sildren's not particularly calm about this either, so...
Fendig would like
Yaru's
to make
remaining.
You
Yeah, Yaru is open to listening right now.
Can Bali determine if he can survive a risky surgery? Is he within 8?
That's awesome. His dying level can take a pip, yes.
Okay. Then he will heal 62 minus 8.
Woo!
Oh!
Hey.
God almighty! He lives. Head up some snow into his wound, should be fine.
The traitor is up. If you ease off, I will save you all the heartache. And he draws his sword and points it in the general vicinity of Idrisil.
You're willing to sheath that sword or lose that arm.
Yeah, Idrisil kind of starts backing away from the guy a little bit.
Xander prepares an elemental toss. If he strikes at Idrisil, the reactive will hit him with an elemental toss
He
first.
says, all right. He puts the sword away. Look, you're not listening. You're not being reasonable.
Oh.
This is an emotional situation.
I'm listening. Sit down.
Yes, go ahead.
Percy draws his short sword and uses quick coercion.
Don't make this happen. All right. What are you going to do?
You have one chance to say the truth before Idrisil here tells us what is happening.
Make a intimidation roll, please.
Okay. Oh, whoops, no, not that one. Intimidation. It's gonna be 23.
With a 23.
Super confident intimidation.
He says, I've told you the truth, and I will sit down, if nothing else than to catch my breath. And he sits down in the snow. Now, shall we talk and figure this situation out? I do not want to return him back to the line. It would demoralize the clans to see this traitor alive.
Peter! That's rich.
We don't need to hear your lies, traitor.
Someone that he needs to do some talking.
Idrisil, what happened?
I was sent north several days ago to find a suspected spy. Little did we know it was this bugger. All I was told that there's someone talking to some dragonkin in the woods, and he's been seen going at night, and all times during the morning as well. I've been trying to track him down for days, and when I came across the scene, he gutted me.
Look at the gold bar at his feet. It's got the mark of the dragon on it.
How do you know that?
Just look at the bar.
Look at the bar and then check my pockets. I've barely eaten these several days, let alone the past 3 months I've been up here, with you and your men taking all the food so my men can't have any.
Everyone listen. I am the official scout of the king. I am on official business. I have done what is asked of me, and I'm doing what is right for the clans and the war and Iveron. I know this is a man from Navarre, and you have some past with him, but you must trust me. Who are you going to believe? The official scout of the king or this archer from nowhere?
I've heard enough. Does anybody else need any more information?
Not on my side.
Thank you. He stands up.
I think
Bali,
you
you're
have something
so
in your
quiet.
throat, Bali.
I thought he was the scout. Isn't he the one who works for the king's special?
Oh, you mean Idrisil, the leader of the wolves of the wardens? Yes.
Idrisil, like,
Idrisil from
stands up.
Ettenholm, who we grew up with for 3 years. Idrisil, the defender of the realm, a champion of Navarre, and defender of the king who put him back on the throne.
As he's saying all this, Idrisil's like slowly standing up more and more proudly, grabs Sildren's bow, and just kind of takes it out of his quiver without Sildren knowing.
Isn't that your old bow?
Yes, it is.
It fits like an old lover in your hand.
My good old Talmalgin.
Man, I've missed so many shots with this.
Yeah, we've heard enough, Fenric. We now know who the spy is, and that was not the mission that we were sent on, but I will be damn sure that it's the one that we complete.
Then allow me to take this responsibility, as I know you know him well. And he is now armed. Disarm him, and I will end him.
Xander casts Tanglefoot to bind Fenric.
Okay.
Excuse me.
We'll say that latches right on, and some cold roots come out of the snow and wrap around his feet. Oh, what is this? What's going on? Magic! He's casting magic!
There's so much more that we can cast, Fenric, but we're going to take you back, bound and gagged, to the king, where you will confess to him that you are the spy.
If I may, that's quite a wrong way to go.
Indeed.
That's
We have
quite
not
far.
the time or resources to return him.
I am no spy, and if you take me back, I will report to the king this treachery, and you've aided another traitor, and we'll see whom is thrown into jail or hung.
Idrisil, do you want to take him back, or do we just end it now?
What do you mean? What does he mean? What is he doing? Hold on now. Let's just discuss. I have something here that might be of interest to all of you, perhaps. If you just
Palik will pick his pockets.
All right, Palik, it is very hard to pick his pockets because it's so heavy with multiple flat pieces of gold trade bars in his pouch.
Yeah.
Perhaps these could ease the situation.
You were gonna try and bribe us?
No, I'm just, there's plenty for all. Ah!
Yep.
Yeah.
Good
If
shot,
I- if
Idrisil.
the-
You still hit well.
He still missed.
Yeah, right. I was on Malik. Oh shit!
I'm assuming if he's not dead, Palik will help the situation along.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
He did offer us the gold. It would be rude not to take it.
Oh, God.
Well, we have to take it to, if nothing else, to prove Idrisil's innocence.
Absolutely.
I will return this and a token from this traitor, along with the dragonkin and this poor, unfortunate but horribly disgusting creature, as a prize to show them my loyalty to save all of our cause.
How did he get the drop on you?
I rolled very low.
All weapons turned.
Natural one.
Bow changes his hair.
Plot armor.
And all
Well, it's-
the wreckage, Sojourn will find all of Idrisil will find all of his equipment and stuff and hand Sojourn back the bow, of course. And...
All right.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
That. Maybe you are the traitor.
Idrisil, you've gathered your travel pack, your weapon and such you've recovered,
Mhm.
and you have also recovered his satchel, which is loaded with is packed with maps that you've taken from Fendic that was on the ground. And what are you guys doing about the gold? Idrisil's taking it?
That doesn't seem right.
Idrisil will take a couple of the gold bars. How many? I don't know how many of the marked gold bars there are, but he'll take a couple of those to show that Fendic was trading them. But
Okay.
You only
So I
need
need-
one to show. Just one.
I need specific amounts
he will
because
take.
these are
How many bars are there?
all right. Each bar is worth. Does anyone remember how much a gold trade bar is worth? 1,000 gold.
Gold. Yeah.
There are 9 in total.
Idrisil will just take one.
I'll take one.
Well, he takes two.
No, Bully. Your vow of poverty. Do not weaken yourself now.
Not my fault. I break it now. He takes 3.
Yeah, I mean, we can all take one and put the
Yeah,
rest
one.
in the bag of holding, or
I-
we can put them all in the bag of holding.
I was about to do Yara voice. I'll take this back to the Ivaron King, or the General. Should he find favor to give it back to you, so be it. And Idrisil will sod off.
Idrisil disappears.
He's good at leaving.
He's like Batman. He just keeps
Oh, hello.
Turn
Good to
around.
see you again. Oh, goodbye. Bye. What did I miss?
Who was that?
Very handsome.
He is one of the greatest. One of the original defenders.
He's a quitter.
Come, let's walk. I'll tell stories.
Ollie, where'd you get all that gold? Ooh.
What? No go.
All right, there's 2 extra unaccounted for bars. So who's getting those?
I'd like
Taking one.
All right.
Oh, wait, did Palik get one?
Yeah,
I assume
we'll
we all took
Does
one.
put them in the
Yelena get
And
pool.
then there's 2 extra.
Yeah,
Yelena says, I don't want one. That's
Okay.
That's odd.
just give them to
Representative.
Palik for now, since she can carry them easily, and we'll sort them at another time.
All
Evenly.
9,000 gold.
Where did Pleat go? I haven't seen it for 3 days.
Do we just add the?
Sildren will busy himself with concealing the bodies, burying them in the snow or whatever, hiding
All
the
right.
trail.
I
And what
thought,
kind of
I thought
respectful
Idrisil
right
was
would you like to
taking
give to Fendic of the Broken Bow?
Kick in the head.
Was Idris? I thought Idrisil said he was going to take the bodies.
He's taking trophies.
I'm taking like
Oh,
evidence
gotcha.
from each.
No,
Hands.
yeah. Trader doesn't get any special right. He, I don't do anything untoward to the body, but definitely nothing. No rights or.
Will someone show me how to take his sword and stick him to this tree with it? I'm a little short, but I want to see if we can stand him up with his sword and stick him to the tree.
The traitor or the dragon?
Yeah.
You become
We-
very bloodthirsty in these last few
You need
weeks.
to
Don't
hide.
mess with the fenders.
I think the better course here would just be conceal the bodies and continue on. We do not need them to know that we have passed through here.
He doesn't let me build stone bridges. He doesn't let me stick bodies to trees.
He's the
Druids
traitor.
are careful.
We are deep in enemy territory, and any attention we bring to ourselves imperils us further.
Yeah, we also should get the hell out of here. We gotta move on.
And
Great.
children will lead us on.
All right. You leave this scene behind and continue through the woods, trying to follow the directions that the Iveron warriors gave you of the last known position of this general of the Colium army, Kolkavad.
Yeah, the dude had maps, you said?
There were maps that Fendic had in his pack, yes.
They're just
So looking at those maps, I mean, we would have probably taken a minute to look at them to figure out what they were. Do any of them give dispositions of like the Colium forces or anything like that?
They are maps of... they're maps of the entire length of the King's Wall with
they are.
large numbers at specific locations, and then each map is a duplicate of it with a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday fantasy equivalent written in the side.
How long would it take to like do a quick forgery?
Not long.
Oh.
Let's actually leave the body and false maps for the Colium guards to find. Anyone?
So, like, lead them, instead of saying this is going to be not covered, change that to say this is going to be not covered, but that's actually where all the guards are going to be.
yes, we could do something like this, and Yara's going to start drawing a little map in the dirt of what it should look like instead.
Let Yaru draw the maps. He's got
Okay,
experience.
He's a map guy.
Oh, that's right.
I am the map man.
All right, Yaru, you are able to, I'm not even going to have you roll. You've done this so often. You are able to, with some sort of, you need some sort of implement. Anyone
I have Colium lore. I don't know if that is
No. I'm talking a physical way to write. Does anyone have a way to get
Oh, gosh, let me
a
check.
writing implement?
I have chalk.
There's
That would be great.
Chalk map.
I have a torch,
Oh,
which
wait a minute.
would give off soot.
Percy pulls
Oh!
from his mouth
Oh shit!
a
Yeah.
prescient planner.
Yes. Another fun feat.
He pulls from his mouth a writing utensil that happens to look just like the markings that would be left on this map.
Great. He pulls out a little quill and ink set. You take them as slobbery as they may be, and you start to make adjustments and changes to these maps to what Sildren had recommended.
Maybe you can use these. I picked them up the other day.
No, thank you. Lovely.
That's fine. Keep us moist.
Oh, yes. Surgeon.
I'm not touching that.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, Yaru will get to work forging a new path for the Colium to follow.
All right, you have done so. You take maybe 15, 20 minutes and write out some different changes to these maps to totally throw off and do the opposite of what the maps appear to intend. Nice.
And then we'll actually create a scene where the Colium guard and that guy kill each other, and then so
I'm imagining the footsteps that Prince Humperdinck. It was a mighty battle.
That's great. All right, the scene has been set. You guys then leave this macabre play behind and make your way further north into the woods. The trees get a little thicker and bushier with the branches a little lower to the ground. They are a little bit farther apart, and you continue to go through the snow, which you can still make your way through relatively easily due to Sildren continuing to pick some good paths. As you make your way, you see up ahead a large yurt that looks all kinds of dragonkin camp, Colium heraldry flying from it. You can see off to your right, there are some other Colium shapes, some distance away. There might be scouts or guards doing a wide circle around the camp. You're not quite sure. And as you try and get close to see if there's any, this is really truly your target, you can see within the yurt the description of this guy, Kol Kuvad, is there. This is a strong-looking dragonkin mage who is limping a bit. You had heard several days ago he had taken an injury, and he moves within the yurt. And then as you all creep to different trees, I'm assuming led by the stealth master Palik, just a little bit ahead of the rest of the group, kind of inching in. Then there's a couple guards outside the yurt as you're closing in, and then you look Palik and can see just within the flaps of that yurt Kol Kuvad step in, looking straight at you as you're at your tree, at least, as though he's got a laser radar sight on you, and he barks out an order in the dragon language, which I don't think anyone speaks, but you kind of get the gist when he's...
I think Xander does. Let me confirm. Xander speaks a lot of languages. Draconic, I think, is one of them. It's under. Oh gosh, you keep talking.
He says
under your main character screen, about 3/4 of the way down, just above your ability scores.
Common Old Bison, Nordic Chaloran, good humanoid, lawfully not. Sorry, continue. Never mind.
All right, he says and points his hand so you can see if you can translate that. And with that, the dragonkin that are outside start forming their ice weapons. They start readying for battle. He starts casting magic, and then far to the right, that patrolling group, they start flying and racing over. They're still some distance away, and we have a battle at the yurt of Kol Kuvad, his camp. I am going to our battle map, and I am bringing you folks over to it.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about, trying to make a plan and Sildren trying to, get everybody on board, and then everybody let's just charge in anyways.
Damn it, Sildren, why you gotta be so loud?
What? Got this cool snow map going on. That's pretty sick.
After you!
Right.
The rad
Yeah.
map, for sure.
I love the snow. Little
I'm
twinkling of
super.
snow.
Hang on a second. Maybe I'm zoomed in weird.
Yeah, it's a big ass map.
It is a
Why
very
in front?
wide map.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let me switch over to some combat music. Get that rocking.
Ooh.
That is the wrong button. There we go. There we go. And there we go. All right, hitting begin combat. So what we have here is a wide battlefield with sporadic big thick trees. The group is all on the west side, each around their own tree. North of you, maybe I'm guessing 80, 100 feet or so, is this yurt with some basic camp for this general. He does not have a lot of soldiers around. This seems to be more of a personal retreat to heal and maybe not be seen by his troops. There are roughly two of these Colium soldiers in front of his yurt. There's another one maybe 80 feet to the east of that. Another 200 feet to the east of the yurt are two of those Colium shards you guys have run into before. Those are blue energy motes that you guys have run into. And then far away, far to the east are two other Colium soldiers who are now flying as fast as they can to get to the battle. And we are up first with the whole bunch of 20s rolled with Palik.
Okay.
Oh,
Usually that's a good thing.
No, it is, but not if everybody's far away. And it's hard to judge distance on this map. You said the yurt to the north is 100 feet away.
I'm just roughly guessing. You can actually do that with your control
that's
button.
True.
Figure that out.
look at everybody measuring. Look at all those little lines.
Okay.
Now, will we have to go around? I'm sorry. Will we have to go around these? Are these the yurts I'm seeing?
No,
Trees.
these are trees that you're
Tree,
next
okay.
to.
Oh, the yurts are the
Um,
brown. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Only the big rocks do you have to go around. Everything else
Okay.
you can go through. You do have concealment of that a 5 or less than a 4. The attack is blocked.
Okay.
You guys have concealment right now.
I'm gonna run up to one of the Colium, the soldiers to the north, and I'm gonna strike at him.
All right. I'm putting Kol Kuvad on the map. You should now see him.
I don't, and that bothers me.
There he is.
Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh! Okay. A 34?
34 is a hit.
Nice.
42 points of
Nice
damage.
roll.
Wow.
First blood.
And let's do this. It's gonna have a. It doesn't have. Let's see. Did it do that? Did it put the? Yeah, it did. Okay, and he'll have persistent damage on his turn. I'll put the little marker on it.
Perfect. Palik just comes racing straight out of the woods and brutally stabs the first guy she runs into. Keep in mind, I mentioned you guys are behind these trees. You gain concealment, but you're also giving concealment to anyone on the other side unless you choose to move. So you have that tactical choice, but it does go both ways. Next is Bali. Bali, you're in the rear of the group, if you will.
Yes. Bali needs to move forward here. I'm gonna zoom in.
And everybody run into where the fireball's gonna go.
I can't see on this texture. I can't see my distance. All right, I have to do
Hey.
some crazy lengthwise thing here. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Okay, that's about where I can get. Oop. No, stop. There we go. Moving. Here is action 1. I'm still gaining concealment.
From some most, yes.
Some most. Puts me at about 64. From here, I will have to do. Sorry, into. That's 30. I'm within range. Fantastic. Bali will cast shield and then just make sure he's tucked in for the last action he's got.
Okay. Bali then moves forward and does shield. Well, that was only 2 actions. What was your third action? I'm confused.
Shield is 1 action, and then the third action was making sure I'm concealed, so he's tucking in close to the tree. And
Okay, great. Nice. We will give you actual
cover. Yeah,
cover. Yeah, we'll increase that to cover for sure. Okay, next up is Kolkuvad himself. He sees, what does he see? He sees this, the closest person next to him is Palik, very, very close. I think that might be the way to do it, don't you? I think so.
Nope.
Who else does he see? He sees that. He sees the wolf. He sees who else? No, he's going to do it to Palik because Palik's coming right at him. Palik, black tentacles come rising out of the snowy ground and wrap around you, and you have to make a saving throw of, I'm assuming it's fortitude saving throw.
26.
26 is a fail. You have been grabbed by these tentacles, and you take 1, 2, 3. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as they constrict around your feet, and he has created an area around you. Can someone create just on and south of Palik a 20-foot burst for me, if you would? And that represents these black tentacles that he has created around Palik. 20, yep. And now you are grabbed, so you're gonna have to spend time to try to get free. You can still attack this guy right in front of you because you're not restrained, but your feet are grabbed. And anyone else trying to move in will have also challenges within that. He then spends another turn and is shielded in his own way. Next up is Master Yaru.
Okay, Yaru is going to go to the east here. First action, I'm going to go 50 feet right up to Xander, just south of this rock right here.
So run by high five.
I'm going to run by Xander, and without high-fiving him, I'm going to say, Xander, do you see the spark over there?
Yes!
We must destroy them. You must destroy them. I cannot get near another one.
I'll do it!
And then I'm going to... How many actions would it take for me? I gotta really scroll in to see the text here. I'm gonna use all of my actions to get behind this tree to the east of the Colium Guard, kind of up there in the northeast.
Okay.
It's
just full run. Tom cruising it through the snow.
Winding flow, so it'll take a little more than 150 feet. My total movement, like 160, I think.
Nice, super fast. Is that it?
It is my 3 actions.
Sildren.
Sildren will travel to Piercy, and tap him on the shoulder and say, "Be quick, my friend," and we'll cast haste on him.
What's that do for me?
Let's see. Where is it? You gain a 4th action that can either be a strike or a stride.
Wow.
Free move.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little quicker.
And Sildren's done. Shunka will travel up and be behind the boulder that's right there to our west.
Okay.
Concealing himself from the Colium guards there around the yurt and heading away from the guys to the east.
All right, so we essentially have like a V situation with the group. At the bottom points where the group started, we have some branching off to the top left like Palik, and then we have others branching off to the top right like Yaru. Xander, where are you headed?
Xander is going to follow Yaru's advice, and he is going to first cast Fleet Step on himself, gaining a 30-foot speed bonus. Because it's fancy. And he needs to be faster. So Xander takes off after casting it. I was literally looking at it. There you go. Cast! I have now Fleet Stepped. So moving on with the fast feet, Xander runs up to the sparks that Yaro's at. I want to make sure I'm looking at him correctly. Yeah! It looks like they're about, am I correct? They're about 80 feet apart or so?
Sure.
I'll go with that. And let's see. Oh, let me just double check my distance there. What did I just run? That was like 90 feet. All right, so that's everything.
Okay.
It's actually further than I can go. I'm going to come back a little bit.
Xander runs like crazy, and you're done. Moving on. It is time for the soldiers to attack, and they are going to go just crazy. The one right next to Palik is going to do that Draconic Frenzy quadruple attack that you guys know oh so well. The first blow is a 31 to hit with his Ice Blade.
Nimble dodge, is that what it's called? Yeah, nimble dodge that to raise my AC, and that will miss.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
and then
job.
his second attack is a 34.
That hits.
And then his he swipes this tail with a total miss, and he's going to strike one more time with his tail, and that is a 27.
Nope.
All right, so he got one hit with his blade and slices you for pretty good 32 points of piercing and cold damage. There is another soldier.
Real quick, he's going to take some persistent damage.
Oh, okay.
He'll take, that's a nice one, 15 points of bleeding damage.
Nice.
He does not get rid of it. He continues with that. Nice. All right. His buddy is going to run to the south of you, Palik, and not get caught in these black tentacles from his master. If you can go ahead and move him for me into a flanking position, someone. And then he is going to spend his 2 actions to also Draconic Frenzy on you.
I don't think we can move the bad.
Oh, okay. I'll take care of it. That's a 36 with his first sword strike.
That hits.
All right, second one. Palik's getting hit. Oh, Palik, it is a natural 1 critical failure on his second strike.
Perfect.
Do you get a bonus with that?
No.
That's Piercy, I believe. His last attack will not get any flanking bonus for you, is what I will say. And I'll even do a -2 on top of it. His last attack totally misses. So we got 1 hit on you as well. Palik's been hit again for 25 points of piercing and cold damage. That one's done. Now there is another guy who is not too far away from Yaru at the top right of our V, and he comes moving quickly over towards you, Yaru, and actually I'm going to change my mind. He's going to stay put and vomit forth that blast of icy goodness you guys have run into before. He launches it. It explodes right between you, Yaru, and the crooked, tilted Xander. I need both of you guys to make a reflex save, 29 or higher. Tell me, pass or fail.
Is there any concealment of the bonus from that because of the trees?
For
cover?
Is there
Targeting
cover?
attack. No, because it's an area of an effect is what we're doing.
Okay,
for
no
concealment.
problem.
Good
Is
question.
there? Do I get extra reflex if I can untilt myself? Can anyone help me with that? I'm all wonky.
No.
How about a 39 and a master and reflex saves?
That is a critical success for Master Yaru. Xander, you need reflex 29.
I clicked the wrong button. Hold, please.
In a panic.
Ah!
I'm just like catching them as I dodge.
You're good.
Woo! 38.
Nice.
What the
There we
heck?
go.
Wow!
I'm throwing them back to Xander as he catches them behind me.
That is a critical success. You take no damage whatsoever.
Nice job, guys.
We start doing
Yaru.
a 2 people juggling act with the ice spheres.
But however, Xander, you do get caught. That was not a critical success. A big explosion of ice, and you take 44 points of cold damage.
Ow, it stings!
And then can someone put a 20-foot burst with the northwest edge of that around Yaru? And that area is difficult terrain. Difficult terrain. Okay. And then this guy is going to go ahead and move in. Now there are still a few more, and these are the Colium soldiers that are way off to the east, and they are just going to fly like crazy to try and close in, and they're covering half the distance as fast as they can. With all that said, they are done, and it is Piercy's turn.
Mister, after you!
What you got, Piercy?
Yeah, Piercy is going to run up to... So it's difficult terrain in that circle, right?
In the circle right there, yes.
Okay. That's how far?
No, not that circle. That circle is damage and grabbed. Those are the tentacles.
Yeah, don't get in that circle.
Okay. Piercy's going to run up to what's-his-face?
Oh my.
Kol Kuvad?
Yeah.
You guys are nuts.
Charging right at him.
Sorry. That's not.
He looks like the worst bad guy. I'll take him by myself.
2 actions.
That's right. You're new.
There. He's gonna try to tumble up behind. So let me pull up my acrobatics. This one here. Runs up there. I'm a-coming after you. Tumbles behind with what is that? With a 40.
Ooh, that's pretty
40?
darn high. With a 40, he has +1. You tumble through and barely pull it off.
Nice.
I think I might even have a 41 because I already have Panache. But
All right.
so he's flat-footed now.
Okay.
So that's -2 to his AC, correct?
+2 to your attack is how we do it.
2 to, okay. All right. And then he
Are
pulls-
you on the other side of him now?
I am technically.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be right there. No, it won't let me. Won't let me.
Okay, I got
Anyway. And then I take a swing with my short sword. Here we go. First one. 32.
32. You swing with your sword and miss.
Okay. And not so fast. I get you this time. And this time he's gonna do a finisher. Second attack. 3. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Good luck.
Try that again.
That's much better.
36.
36. You swing with your finisher and do not connect. It bounces off his magical armor.
That's not good.
Okay.
Good time.
So I took both those swings. My panache is gone, and not my turn anymore.
But don't you have something like a special finisher type?
Oh yeah. I get confident finisher. That's
Confident finisher. You still get some damage even on a missed finish.
correct. Thank you. That is correct. Confident finisher miss.
Which really sucks for high-level guys like this. Whoa!
20 points of damage.
20, but it's
Oh,
half
nice.
that, right?
No.
No. That's the miss. God
Because I
dang.
have, 'cause I have
the miss.
precise finisher.
20 for a friggin' miss. That's sweet.
Wow, that's a good roll.
And that's gonna be. Is any of that fire?
It's going to be a lot of miss damage going on.
Right,
No, that's all
just
precision
straight up-
damage.
Yeah, precision
Yeah.
damage.
That's not bad for a miss. We're at the start of all this. Palik, you are next, and I can tell you one thing, Palik. You see Kol Kuvad is starting to wave his hands and get going with this big magic spell. Kalima! Kalima!
Well, I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out this weird bladder type thing called a hot expungerator.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend an action to pull it out, and then I'm gonna spend an action to detonate this gas bag. And it'll deal 1 fire damage to me and to all creatures within 20 foot radius. This is what we got from Phineas.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So the snow is melted instantly within the radius, and beings of cold will avoid this area for 2 turns if they can.
Oh, sweet.
It does not smell great, however.
All right. You create this little bit of warmth that comes out, and it's a little uncomfortable. You take 1 point of damage, Palik. They take 1 point, which is significantly more as they have some weaknesses to fire. And they all just kind of try and figure out what's going on, and they are going to try to evacuate that area as quickly as they can. You said it was 1 point, right?
Yeah.
I'll just add that it says spend 1 action to detonate this bag, not 2 actions.
Well, 1 action to pull it out. I didn't. You can't. It did say you could blow it up. I did not want to fill my pack with a bunch of terrible stuff. And then with my last action, there is an untouched Colium guard to my south. I'm going to strike at him.
Okay.
With a 36 to hit.
36 to hit is a hit.
Woo!
22 points of damage.
All right. Doing that. Is that the end of your turn?
That is.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to track all this damage here. That was a crazy amount. All right, got it. Well, I'm sorry. No, I don't got it. How much damage was that one more time?
22.
To that guy. Got it. I need
nice job.
I need a damage boy. Okay, Bolly.
Holly just had everyone just vacate behind him and started splitting in every which way. But
Children just chuckles.
Holly is just is fortunate in this regard, as everyone seemed to forget that maybe 30 feet is a little too far. But in this case, Bolly has come prepared. He focuses a little bit more and reaches out and casts Reach, and then casts his level 4 healing spell upon Palik.
Ooh.
Now in range.
All right.
Palik loves you.
Reach out and touch someone.
Reaching, touching, here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Good. 61 healing to use.
Wow.
It's a level 4 of 6 levels he can cast. Massive heal comes out. And Palik, you are dramatically healed. And I'm imagining Bolly then turns to Xander. You want to heal too now? That's how you do it. Stabilize that. Nice. It is Kol Kuvad's turn. He says a word in Draconic, which again, I believe no one understands. And there is a movement and another movement by his dragon kind. One disappeared. Where the hell did they go?
Didn't they have to move out of the way of the...
Not till their turn.
Not till their turn. One's gone.
Poof.
Where did he go?
I didn't do anything. I just clicked.
Did Palik kill it?
What the what?
It's a blood splatter.
I set that radius up, but I don't think that would have done anything to him.
Did he move over to Yaru?
No, he was there.
No,
Hey, what are you doing with Bolly?
Did anyone see his picture on a milk carton?
It's just, what the heck? He's gone.
We're okay with that.
No, we are not okay with that. Did I hide him?
We don't want to slow down the game. Let's
Is he under the
move
ring?
on without him.
He got deleted by mistake. We will go ahead and we will do plus 13. And we will do a Control C, Control V. There, he is back.
He did have 22 points of damage.
I got it. That is this guy. No, he's got more than that because you're.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to move everything back into place. Okay. Got it fixed. Okay, it is Kolkuvad's turn. He starts weaving magic. He says something draconic. The Dragonkin soldiers next to him react with some physical movements, and they say something back in draconic to not be caught in this strange colored mass of light and energy that blasts out from Kolkuvad all around him, catching Piercy and Palik in a spray of colors and chaos. You guys are being blasted by the most powerful spell we have seen yet so far this game, a 7th level spell. I wish you all the best.
Is it a reflex
and
save?
we will see. You are each hit by possibly different color, and pray you do not roll more than one color. Go ahead and roll an 8-sided die, each of you.
Jeez.
I don't like this. Hmm. 7.
Rolls an 8.
Oh God, let's do the 7 first.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, the 7 as well. Oh, you guys should have rolled a 1. That would have been a nice simple red color. Instead, a 7 is rolled, and that was who? Palik?
Yeah.
Palik, shoom, a violet ray from Kolkuvad blasts you, and you are, you need to make a will saving throw. And if you hold a moment, I will tell you that your target number is only a 37. I've got a snort.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, 37.
Oh.
You got it?
Yeah.
Get on!
Son of a gun. Let me double check.
No, get out of here. You said
You take half damage.
Oh.
This one has no damage. It has only effects. A successful saving throw negates the effect. You are totally safe
Nice.
from
my
the effect
gosh.
of this.
Wow.
Great save.
You feel for a moment, Palik, yourself slowing down and like, ooh, this is some sort of slow. And then you see yourself phasing out of the world of Varen, and you snap right back into the cold snow once again.
Oh no.
Good luck, PC.
Jesus.
There is only one number worse than a 7, and that is an 8 on a 1d8. And let's see what happens here. It's very simple. You have been hit by a potent beam, and it's very, very simple. You've been hit by 2 separate colors. You now must roll twice. You cannot roll 8s, and you cannot roll duplicates. Good luck.
Oh, I
believe in
see.
you,
So I have to
Piercy.
roll my
2
8-sided die
8s,
again.
2 different colors now.
Okay. What's that
No,
mean?
Palik is fine.
I like that he rolls his own fate.
Okay.
Piercy,
It's
yeah.
terrifying.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sucks.
A 2,
2 and an 8.
2. You got to re-roll the 8. You can't get an 8 or a 2.
Okay.
Then you would be hit by 4 rays.
Yeah, it doesn't cascade like that.
4, 2 and 4.
2 and a 4. All right, with a 2, an orange beam slams into you. Make a reflex save as you feel acid start to burn away at you.
Okay, I can do a reflex save.
37.
Where? Oh, those are up front, aren't they? Reflex. Damn it.
Yeah.
Character
on
sheet
the
here on
first
the
page.
red car on the first page.
37.
Red column on the left.
E.
33. You have been. Yes?
Have haste.
Haste is from movement.
Okay.
Extra movement. You've been blasted by an orange beam, and you take 60 points of acid damage.
No big deal.
Sizzling. And your other number was a 4, correct?
You say big deal. Bali is mortified from the trees in the distance. Jeez.
The other one is a 4. That is a green beam that hits you. Make a fortitude save as you gag on poison.
Okay, I'm going to use Charmed Life.
What's
So
that?
that I get an automatic +2 to whatever I roll for the save.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Save. Here we go.
Yeah.
+2.
Can I get my Charmed Life back?
You can.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, the green bolt hits you. You feel no poison, and you feel some strength grow in you a little bit. And Kolkuvad looks at the color and the carnage, and all this rainbow of colors finally fades. And he's like, ha, 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 and sees you guys kind of standing, just slightly acidic, but the rest of you are there. He has another action, and he is shielding himself.
Does he not have to run away? Or is he strong enough?
Oh yeah, he is
to
caught
not
in
have
that.
to
Let
deal
me
with
make
that?
a roll. He is not your normal little dude. Oh no, he rolled super well. He is fine staying there. Good call though. Kolkuvad's done. Yaru, you're on the northeast of this V with a guy nearby and difficult terrain underneath you.
Okay. Yaru will do something I don't think we've seen him do yet. He's going to use all 3 actions to do a 1-inch punch.
Ooh.
I don't have that as a quick little...
Please don't miss.
I'm going to try not to. He's not the big guy, so I'm doing it on this.
Please don't miss.
A 33.
33 on the soldier is a hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, can I make that takes an action? I'm sorry. I was going to say, can I make that a key strike? But
No,
it takes
you did 3 actions with 1 inch punch.
42 points of damage.
Huge.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bam!
Arguably one of the biggest non-critical blows. I think the largest non-critical blow Yaru's ever done. Huge.
Oh, and that is a fortitude saving throw, please, of a 29 or higher, real quick, for the stunning fist.
All right, let me do my damage. Shoot, let me do my damage.
And of that, how many was fire? Of that, we had 2 fire.
Okay, I'll track that. You said what kind of fortitude save?
29.
32.
Okay, no problem.
And fire.
2 points.
Got it. Nice. Big punch to that guy. Sildren, that's all Yaru did. That's all he needed to do.
Just a big crack.
Yeah, Sildren will travel 35 feet. So that's going to be... So he's going to travel kind of to the northwest, heading towards Kolkavad and Piercy and Palik. Let me check a range on something here real quick. I guess. Why is everything just 30 feet? Oh no, 60 feet. Perfect.
Ollie chuckles at your 30-foot musings.
So the guy to the south of Palik, Sildren will cast upon him Blister. So he must make a fortitude saving throw.
Okay. Fortitude save is a 37.
37, so that is a success, so he will only grow a single blister. And then Shunka is going to move up and around. Shunka, there you are.
That's how you make it move. You sing.
That's a move. If so, Xander's going to go.
Yep. And then
Xander.
kind of up
Sneaking around.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to confirm the Colium guard that Yaru just stunned in the face, didn't quite stun, but punched him really hard. How close is he to the Colium spark that I'm looking at?
I don't know, whatever that distance is.
My measurement is very tiny font.
Looks to be 40 feet.
Oh, that's not 30 feet. Okay, that's fine. Xander's going to cast an elemental toss at the Colium spark with blasting it with fire.
All right, this blue emanating energy.
Does anything happen?
You have to roll.
I take it. 28.
28 is a critical hit.
Fantastic. It will take double damage. There's a special way to do critical damage, right? For spells. Do I hold down a button?
No, that's the other game. You might just have to
roll it twice.
Oh God.
Jesus.
39 plus 29 is 68.
With a freaking elemental toss?
Yeah, man.
Jeez. With a loud boom, you shatter and destroy the Colium spark, and the energy blasts out, seems to arc and change and swing northwest to the guy who just got 1 inch punched. And he takes a zap, a huge blow of this magical energy, and is badly hurt. In addition, and I'm going to say every single one of the Colium soldiers are rocked by this magical power that they used when they arrive at battle scenes or their own camps, and they are all knocked prone. Not Kol Kuvad, but all of the soldiers, which I think there are about 5 of them, all goes dropping to the ground.
Nice. With my remaining 2 actions, Xander turns to the further east and throws a fireball at the other Colium spark.
Ooh. Roll your damage, auto hit.
Woo! Is it also critical? Question mark.
Roll a 20. I'll allow it. Roll a 20.
All right.
Just a 20.
Just a 20.
Get a 10 or higher.
Roll
Natural on a flat 20.
17.
Critical hit.
Yo! Xander's casting this at a 3rd level, which is going to be that guy times 2.
Jesus.
Well done,
70
Anna.
damage.
Way to take care of those shards.
Jeez. There is a another explosion. The second Colium spark explodes. Energy goes up north and hits one of the 2 soldiers that are racing, flying in. He takes a huge amount of damage, and that spark is also gone. Wow, interesting turn, Xander.
That's all I got. Good luck.
Done.
I'm out.
And I assume we left Yelena in the trees there.
She was my fireball.
Or she's with Xander. That's up to Xander.
If she could keep up with me, she could go with me, because I did the fleet steps to run super fast. So
okay, then she will be an invisible token. We will assume she's right next to you.
All right.
And then we will have her, for simplicity's sake, we will have her relatively deal with rolls as you're doing. Like if you're hit with a fireball, we'll take your roll as her roll just to speed things along.
Okay.
Just be cautious. She doesn't have your health and stuff, you know?
Right.
Okay. The soldiers go. The first soldiers are next to Palik, and they stand up as their first action, and then they run and fly out away from Palik and this uncomfortable heat area. The first one goes flying over to Sildren with a move and has 1 action left, cannot get the triple attack. That is a huge, interesting change you guys just did, and gets 1 ice blade at you, Sildren, only with a 38 to hit.
38 will hit.
All right, Sildren, you have been sliced for pretty nice 35 points of cold and piercing.
Okay. And Sildren does have the, what is it, the tourmaline sphere, and that gives him 15 extra hit points, I believe.
Okay.
I'll double check that.
There is another one. He runs also out of the that aura of
15,
heat.
yeah. And I'm sorry, you said how many hit points?
35. He runs out, but he spends his last action kind of just surveying the battlefield and doesn't see an immediate target he needs to engage with. So he wastes his turn. He takes some bloodness,
Resistant
right?
Damage. 14 bleeding
Wow.
damage.
All right, and he was able to shrug it off after that one. There is another guy. This is a guy who's been hammered by Yaru, and he is going to do a vomiting explosion of ice between
He has
Yaru.
to stand up first.
Yeah, and it only takes 2 actions. So
Okay.
he stands up and then he blasts that. Oh, let me double check that that's 2.
And the guy that had to stand up and come to me, did he?
Yeah.
Did you
So-
account for that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you heard.
Okay.
So he stood up, he ran to you, and
Gotcha.
instead of spending 2 actions for a triple strike, just had to spend 1 action for 1 strike.
Copy.
So it worked out really, really well. Yeah, this guy's mist breath is 2 actions. So he blasts Yaru and Xander. You guys need to make reflex saves, 29s.
Oh, it's a 27.
7 for Yaru and Xander.
All
Xander's
right.
going to spend a hero point because he rolled really low.
I have cat's luck. I will re-roll mine.
You guys rolled the same.
Yes!
39.
And a
Went
42.
from failures to critical successes.
Wow. I rolled some nice damage too.
Aw, that's cute.
All right, there's a huge explosion. And he explodes around you. You guys duck down low within the snow just briefly. It goes blasting around you. There's wind. Your coats get almost blown off of you, but no damage dealt at all. That was huge. There are 2 flying soldiers left, except they were dropped to the ground. They spend an action to rise to their feet, and they fly in the general vicinity of Yaru and Xander, but they cannot quite get where they need to and get any attacks off this round. And it is Piercy's turn.
Okay, Percy is going to. What? I see a bunch of dice going. Percy is going to use a witticism. Let me pull one up. Let me pull up a good one here.
Good luck. Gonna outwit a master mage. Good luck.
He says, oh no, he doesn't have a weapon. No, hold on. After he did do some damage during that mist strike, but he did a little bit, and he says, you left in the summer yourself on my sword here. Let me wipe it off between your ribs. And tries to get
that was your good one.
No, he just said he had one out of some good ones.
tries to get some bon mot advantage.
All right, this is a diplomacy versus his will.
And don't forget, you have an extra move, Piercy. Or
haste.
you have an extra action.
43.
43. You had to roll really high, unfortunately, and that's a really high roll. You succeed.
Yes.
Wow, I did not expect that.
I didn't either. So I have panache.
Somehow that really struck home from his school age days. And,
Oh, you can still see my ribs. I thought I put on.
He
a
was
few
a
pounds.
scrawny child.
I bulked up. So here goes strike number 1. 30.
30 is a miss.
Okay. And then it's gonna swing again.
Oh,
Jeez.
21.
With a 21 is a miss.
Okay.
Your words cut, but your blades do not.
And then he's gonna use a finisher here. Last
Wait,
ten-
how?
what?
That's. Hold on, that doesn't count. That's a ton of actions. Too many actions.
I have haste. 'Cause
Haste
it's,
is only good for 1 move.
Nope, it's a strike or a stride.
Oh, striker! I thought it was a stride or a step. I'm
That's
totally wrong.
my special ability.
That's huge. All right, go ahead and re-roll that. I think it was good for you to re-roll.
All right. Last finisher, 23.
23 is a miss, but it's a confident finisher.
It is a confident finisher, so I'm going to do some damage still.
Trying to rationalize how
13.
that works with it. It's pretty cool.
Just enough to get in. Yeah, you like flick him in the ear with the blade as you're falling backwards.
No, in between the ribs.
Oh yeah, good. You wound him. He's taken some wounds so far. It is a new. Why aren't we getting a new turn?
What's
There we
Shunka
go.
been doing?
Shunka goes at the end. Shunka's out of the normal order. We just took
Yeah,
Shunka.
Shunka goes with Sildren, and Shunka's just kind of hasn't gotten into the action yet.
All right.
I have a question. I'm still tangled up with these vines or whatnot, correct?
Yes.
What do
You
I need
can-
to do to get out of those?
You need to do an escape, which of course begs the question, how do you escape? Escape is an action. It is also considered an attack for missed attack penalties, and you make an athletics roll or yeah, it's going to be an athletics roll, I think. Oh, wait. No. Athletics or acrobatics is the situation there. Don't roll it yet, though. Palik, it's about to be your turn, and I can tell you this. You're wrapped up in this wide area of black tendrils that have come out of the snow.
Mhm.
You also see a colored rainbow growing from Kol Kuvad's hand for a second time, which causes Piercy also to wince a little bit.
Yeah.
And as you are about to take your turn, we will take our break here, and we will be right back, everybody.
Here we go.
Greetings, friends. It's your roguishly handsome elven hunter Idrisil here. Looking for more quests outside our regular adventures? Join us on patreon.com/Inglorious Bards. Gain access to character creations, after-show chats, leveling up shows, even downloadable maps and character sheets that you can play along with the heroes. Go to patreon.com/Inglorious Bards today.
Palik, it is your turn. You are up north around Kol Kuvad in the vicinity and the yurt.
Yeah, I am entangled in this crap. I need to get out of it. You said it's an acrobatics roll
That is correct.
or an athletics roll? We're going to go with acrobatics and roll a 37.
Oh,
good.
Oh, that's interesting territory, honestly. That is a success.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
You break free and takes, whenever a creature ends its turn, you are re-grabbed and take bludgeoning damage. So you don't want to end your turn here.
Sure don't. And then I'm going to move up northeast here, and we're going to flank this son of a bitch.
Kol Kuvad, what have you ever do to you?
Yeah. Okay, Piercy, it's time to do some clanging and banging, my little rat-faced friend.
I do the clanging and you do the banging.
Oh, perfect. And you did say that acrobatics roll counted as an attack, right? So I'm
Yes, the escape attempt.
29 to hit.
29 is a miss. Nowhere close.
Well,
I tried the banging again.
that's my turn.
Bali, the priest, what do you got? You're still in the trees to the south.
I'm
Something in
still
your
in the
throat there, buddy.
trees. Yeah, I had a branch in my mouth. I was
We got, looks like Xander close to half health. Piercy at 66% health. Sildren lightly wounded.
I feel strong.
Pierce,
I feel
about to be
healthy.
dead.
Xander kind of made his own bed, charging off into oblivion, knowing that his cleric was behind. By the way, my beacon is still active. If anyone wants to come back and touch me.
Race all the way back to touch you.
Yes.
Noted.
I need to close the distance here with that is scary territory. So we need to move. And I don't move fast, folks.
Don't get that close to me,
Oh, I'm
because then they do weird shit.
you Honestly, you've got a point. I can only move 25, so this is where it's going to have to be.
Your cute little dwarven feet.
Yes. Keep that in mind when you're bleeding out. All right, there is... Oh, no, that's not good. I can't move there. That's good. I can move there. See, I moved one step too far, and I lost complete sight of Philique and Piercy, which is not good for the cleric to do. And... I think I've got... Oh, man.
Yes.
Sorry, I had this set up. I think I've got...
What's going on?
What's going on is I am shielding up, and I'm actually moving a little bit further because I can't...
So you're doing a move, shield.
Move, shield.
All right, it is Kol Kuvad's turn. Kol Kuvad lets loose with a rainbow of violent energy that is hitting Philique first. Philique, roll an 8-sided die for the type of effect that you are hit by.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1. Fuck.
Oh, the worst possible! 2 different beams blast you in the face.
Can you roll a hero point
You
for that?
cannot
to
roll a
re-roll
hero
die?
point for that. Nope. Roll first beam. D8. The
7.
violet beam comes at you, and go ahead and roll the other color just so I can prep.
Another violet.
2.
All right, it's the same ones that hit Piercy. Those ones arc over to you. You are hit by an orange beam that burns you with acid. Make a reflex save.
A 42, and it's a critical success if it's
Oh, you were able to completely dodge. This big beam goes arcing over, and you take no acidic damage whatsoever. And as you stand up with a cocky smile, cocky halfling smile, you are blasted with a violet beam and start to feel phased out. Make a willpower save.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Halfling Luck on that. That natural 1 that I just rolled, and re-roll, because you can't get worse than a 1, right?
That is true.
Yeah!
20!
And
You have to tell us what both of the effects would have been. You have to. I need to know.
Stay tuned at the end of the podcast.
with a natural 20, you almost have this Superman or Wonder Woman block with like the wrist, and you bounce back some of the energy and momentarily stun him, taking away his third and final action this round, and you resist all of the effects.
Wow.
Alistair, you had asked what if the natural 1 had taken place?
You can answer it now. You can answer it
I'm
later.
gonna go ahead and tell you right now. Philique would no longer be a part of the campaign, probably for one or many or all adventures.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Let's hope he only had 2 of those.
Yeah, and that's 2 of them.
Okay, that was his
That's not
turn.
Cool.
Piercy, you still
Yaru.
have to roll a d8.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. We skipped that one. Piercy, roll a d8. You were also.
So this is a burst type craziness?
Yep.
Wow.
6.
That's his version of this spell. With a 6, an indigo beam hits you. Make a willpower save.
Willpower save. And I am going to use that, what was it, that feat?
Charming something?
Charmed life.
Charmed life?
Yeah, Charmed Life. That's
So
right.
I get,
Get that
a,
plus
so I
2.
get a +2 to whatever save I roll.
Nice.
So I have 33.
33. And if you guys have any questions about the rules, by the way, we do have the Archives of Nethys monitoring us now. I'm sure they can certainly throw in a
Ask.
what the hell is the DM doing? That's a -1. Not a -2. I'm out. All right. What was the number one more time?
6.
A
Oh, no,
a
sorry,
a
33.
31 is a
33 because
failed willpower.
33.
33 is a failed willpower save.
Darn.
Okay. You are now confused.
Confused.
That doesn't sound so bad.
You are flat-footed for essentially the rest of the battle for 1 minute. In addition,
Oh man, how do
oh boy, yeah. Oh, this is really bad. In addition, you must use all of your actions to strike. So attack, or if necessary, draw a weapon or move in to get to a target. So you are essentially striking wildly at any targets nearby. Thankfully, Kolkuvad is closest in the immediate area. However, this continues to happen for the rest of the battle.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm confused and flat-footed for the rest of the battle.
Correct.
And I can only strike.
Only strike or move into a position to strike, and you do not have determination of who your targets are. Now, there's one bonus, I guess. Each time you take damage from an attack or spell, you can make a 50-50, a flat 11 or higher to recover from the confusion and end the condition. Wake up, Dr. Jones! You can make that make that happen.
I can do that.
Any damage.
I have to take the damage though.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then that was Kolkavad's magic. He spends his last turn stunned by the ray that blasted back at him. Sildren, you see lots of colors flying. What are you gonna do?
It's her.
What about Yaru?
Yeah, it's Master Yaru.
Yeah.
Does Yaru get to
I'm
go?
sorry, I skipped. So sorry.
Okay. I don't see Palik anywhere. Also,
Well,
Probably hidden behind a tree.
yep.
Because I cannot see Aru.
oh, okay, perfect. No problem. Oh, that's right, because you had to dodge out of the line of fire. So after that big burst of energy, Yaru will run with his winding flow ability 2 actions to flank Kalkuvad.
You're gonna find that space occupied.
By what?
Give you one guess.
By a short little tyke.
Well, that's
Named-
one way to describe her. Yes.
Tyke. T-Y-K-E. T.
Yeah, no, I heard that.
T-Y. Okay, I won't flank. Then I will simply get around just on the other side of him here with 2 actions. And then my last action will be a flurry of blows. Strike upon the ugliest. Ooh, actually, instead of a flurry of blows, could I instead do a recall knowledge?
On Kolkuvad?
Yes.
I would say probably not, but you have draconic Colium lore, and that applies, yeah.
Yeah,
for
so I'm
sure.
going to step, without using my wandering flow, I'll step back from his reach really quick. I'm going to recall knowledge to seek in the wisdom that I have from the Colium spark that we smashed during our last battle. And I'm specifically looking for a weakness of whether it be physical or mental effect.
Okay. All right, make a that lore roll.
Yes. Let's go to the page. Colium Dragon King. 23, not a super great roll.
23, I can almost guarantee you, is a failure. Yeah, you try and
No
recall, but you
problem.
don't know anything about him. All right, now it's Sildren's turn. The druid.
Sildren is, I guess, face to face with the Colium guard.
Yes.
So he will extend a hand and say, "Be slow, my enemy," and cast Flesh to Stone on this creature. The creature has to make a fortitude saving throw.
Okay. Fortitude save coming right up. It rolls a total of 41.
That is a critical success, and they will be unaffected by my massive 6th level spell.
Oh,
That hurts. That hurt. He rolled I can't tell you, but he rolled super
The
high.
other. No, that takes 2 actions. Okay. And actually, I will give my other action to Shunka, and Shunka is going to come in. There you are. And
Kind of caught on that obstacle.
Yep.
There you go.
And be right there.
Ooh,
And
setting
we'll-
up that X flanking option.
And we'll attack Kolkavad.
Good luck. He's blocked a ton of blows.
Oh, that is definitely going to be a miss with
Okay.
a whopping 22.
It is a miss. Sildren.
nothing not consistent.
Right. Xander. Now, let's describe briefly the situation with Xander. Xander ran off with Yaru to the northeast of our V situation. Now, Yaru has left you behind, and about maybe 20 feet away are not 1, not 2, but 3 of these soldiers.
Yeah. So, Yelena, you would notice that if there's a whole bunch of them grouping together, this is a really good opportunity to drop fireballs. However, if they're spread out quite a bit like this, then what you should do is work on chain magic. This is called chain lightning. Watch what happens. Xander casts chained lightning.
Is this the first time?
For the first time.
All right.
He is pulling the spell that he hit Raineth with. This is going to be a basic reflex save for each of them.
All right. I got a 28.
It's fail.
A 32.
That's a success.
And a natural 1.
That is a critical fail.
Yeah.
So you'll know who gets it, but there is a half damage, a regular damage, and a full and a double damage for each of them that they got. The damage that was cast was 68 electric damage.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
I will admit, I did forget Yelena was with him, but this is the exact reason I moved.
Wow. The chain ends if any one of the targets critically succeeds. That is not the case. Nice. Damage is 68 freaking damage.
For each.
So 68, 34, and 136.
Correct. Which I'm hoping was the uninjured one.
68 blasts the wounded one-inch punch guy, and he just goes cindering up in massive electrical damage. It was actually the middle one who took half damage. What was that?
That was 34.
4. He's blasted, and then that's 100 and something.
136.
136.
Destroys the third one as well. There's one guy. You said it so matter of fact, like some boring golf lesson.
And after you cast spells like that, you run back to your healer as fast as possible. So
That's a good
we'll take
call.
Yelena and run back to Bali all 55 feet that he's got for speed right now.
All right, and what was that zone? Wasn't that difficult terrain? I think you guys have.
That is a difficult terrain that I'm in, right? Yeah. So
be aware of that.
So that's half to get out of that. So really, it only means we're moving basically.
All right, you deal with that. The soldiers are going to go now. The nearest soldier still does not want to enter. That was such an interesting expungerator heat aura you did.
Yes.
He has one more turn. He does not want to enter that. He will go to the defense and close in on Yaru then. Moves in and does his triple attack Draconic Frenzy. Let's see. Strikes with his Ice Blade. I'm only going to take the first roll. I rolled twice with a 36 to hit.
That does hit.
Yaru's been hit, and the second swipe is a 30 to hit.
Does not hit.
Swings with his tail. No, yeah, desperately with his tail, and that is totally a miss. So one hit. Yaru is a total of not so great 24 points of piercing and cold. Slashing and cold. And then it is the other soldier that's next to Sildren, he has not burst in a while. He will blast his freezing ice blast between you and Bali, and shards of ice go flying between the two of you, our healers of the group, if you will. Go ahead and make reflex saves. You need 29s or higher.
Sildren got a 26. I'm going to use a hero point and re-roll that.
Ollie shields himself in snow and rolls a 29.
Ooh.
And instead rolls a 24.
Okay. Half damage and full damage. The damage is 37, so 18 for Bali, 37 cold blast at Sildren. And let's add to the chaos. Xander, can you move the difficult terrain we no longer need to the east of you and put it right in between our two friends that just got hit?
I sure will.
That is it for him. We have one more soldier, and that's the one you just wounded, Xander. He flies over that, chasing you. I actually need to know. Yeah, he flies over that with his speed is easily enough, and he slices at you twice with a 27 to hit. Oops,
miss.
Not that one. Didn't roll the right modifier. A 31 to hit.
Hits.
So that's a hit with his blade, and then he swings with his tail at Yelena and misses. That is a total of 29 points of piercing and cold to Xander. Slashing and cold slashes you in the back as you run.
Ow!
And that is it. I think that persistent damage was gone on that guy, right? I'm going to delete that. It is Piercy's turn, wrapping it up.
So I have to use all 4 actions to strike, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And I am going to say, with your confusion, pick a number, odd or even. Odd. You are going to strike twice at Kolkuvad, and then you're going to take one small step and attack that black beast known as Yaru next to you.
Okay.
So 2 strikes first at Kolkuvad.
And then 2 strikes at Yaru, since I
One,
have haste.
just one.
I have haste.
But that's 4 actions. So you have to step.
Because I've stepped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair.
So Kolkuvad first.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna strike at you. And here we go with the first one at Kolkuvad. 35.
35. That's a 37. You did have flanking at the start of that, and
37.
he did not raise his shield last. That is a hit.
Nice.
All right. Let's do some damage.
And you have no control over any panache or any silliness like that.
Right. So 14 damage.
Okay.
Tom, that's fire, right?
Without his fire.
Oh.
So let me put.
Got it. I did it.
On him. Oh, you did. Okay.
Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't do any bleeding. You have persistent fire.
Persistent fire. Oh no,
And
that's
regular
only.
fire.
Sorry, that is only on a critical.
On a critical.
Never mind.
Okay, keep going.
All right.
Second attack.
Second attack. Have to get back over here. Is it 25, 6, 7? Nope.
Miss. You step over towards your friend, and in a confusion, strike at him.
Oh, I think I strike at you now. And he goes with 25 again.
25.
See, what are you doing?
Now, I just want to clarify to, let's say, any spellcasters or people who are new to spellcasting that Piercy is really messed up with this confusion spell, and it lasts the whole battle unless you attempt some dispelling magic. But keep in mind, it is versus the spell DC of the caster, and this is no small caster. Just keep that in mind. All right. That was Piercy. It is Palik. There's this big jumble of heroes in Kolkuvad right now.
Yeah.
And I'm getting rid of, and I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm getting rid of your heat thing right now.
Yes. Damn it, Piercy! We're supposed to clang and bang! And I'm gonna move towards Piercy, just kind of sidestep to flank this son of a bitch with Shunka, and I'm going to strike out a couple times. Or strike a couple times.
There is not enough room for flanking. The roll counts, but you don't get the flanking.
Okay. A 25.
25 is a miss. And you cannot move if you don't want that.
Okay, then I'll stick where I was.
Okay.
And then I will hit again. Come on. With a 33.
33 is a miss.
Was I doing the banging or the clanging there?
You're doing neither. And then I will miss. I will just strike 3 times and hit nothing but a.
All right.
Well, what are you doing?
Our melees are struggling up there. Bali, what do you got? You're standing in difficult terrain with a soldier not too far away.
Yeah, Bali's in a lot of trouble here. Bali is certainly in a lot of trouble. Bali focuses in on his energy and extends out, starts pushing out energy as much as he can. And to that end, he quickly unfurls one of these massive scrolls he's got jammed into his thing and starts unfurling it and begins reading it. And he's like, "These are the words of the Stone Father." And he starts recounting an ancient battle in his tongue, which causes the enemy to take notice. And he pushes out command and tells them to show reverence to the Stone Father and kneel. And he can hit 10 creatures, but will only hit 3. One will be Kokavad, the one south of Yaru, and the one next to Sildren, and they will be have to take that. So they're rolling against my DC will 31.
There's one challenge, and that is the range of this is 30 feet.
And he used reach, which is 60, and should hit all of those without issue.
Let me double check.
Unfortunately, reach only adds, I think, 10 feet.
I thought it didn't it double it?
Reach spell.
Oh, by 30 feet.
Increase the spell's range by 30 feet. If the spell has a normal range of touch, you extend the range to touch. How do I see? I'm not trying to punk you here. I'm just having trouble seeing.
Oh, you're trying to punk me.
No.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's in.
Command.
At this, what do you got for us?
Oh my goodness. Does not want to come up. And now it's not being happy. And now I may have crashed it. Uh-oh. There we go. The command, finally, there it is. Command has, you're absolutely right. It does not have an area, because that would not necessarily, you would need the widen spell, I think. Is that maybe a feat?
I don't know anything about that. That's beyond me, but
yeah.
This is cast at 5th level.
This is a normal reach. This absolutely works. Nice.
Widen spells
okay.
From Missouri.
Okay, so they need to make will saves, or you've asked them to kneel. Is that right?
In reverence to their son. So essentially, they're being prone.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so will saves for the 2 soldiers are critical success with a 39 natural 20 and a 33 for the second one.
The critical is obviously unaffected. The 33
Yes.
is also unaffected at that point. Damn.
And then a 31.
A 31 is on my will. Does that mean they fail or they succeed?
That means that was Kolkuvad's goal. He succeeds.
Oh, he succeeds?
Yeah.
And nothing happens.
Failure for the first. Oh, no. For the first action on its turn. No,
There's no fail.
success.
They
The
all
creature is unaffected. Oh, man. That was brutal.
Oh, well.
Magic is fickle. Sorry that happened. All right. Next up is Kolkuvad, and that would have been an interesting game changer. Kolkuvad does not cast any colored goodness. And instead, he does a move of some distance to get out of the carnage of Shunka, Palik, Piercy, and Yaru, and backs away, and then unleashes a nasty cone of cold at the four of you.
Oh no, these are bad.
Cone of cold.
He did move
Come-
into the
Doesn't-
heated area, doesn't he?
No, he's
The
resistant
heated
to that.
area also only lasts 2 turns.
No, this area is the black tentacles. That's what's left. So
Gotcha.
doesn't affect him. All right, you guys need to make reflex saves, 37 or higher. Just need a pass or fail.
Oh, fail for Yaru.
Shunka fail.
Critical success for Bleed.
Piercy's going to use a hero point. Last one.
Are you sure you want to use it?
Excuse me. Yes. 37, you said?
Yes.
$37.
37 is
Which-
what you needed.
Which
It's-
for me on reflex is critical success.
Okay, so those of you who Piercy, you take no damage. We have Palik, you take no damage. Yaru, you take full damage, and Shunkin takes full damage. That is only 37 points of cold damage to the two that failed. Massive wave of cold blasts over the two of you. He also moved, so he is done with his turn. And Yaru, what do you want to do?
Yaru will use 2 actions, the first of which being a abundant step. He will teleport out of this zone away from this dragonkin to hopefully confuse him. He will move 50 feet this way and then another 50 feet, trying to get right in between Xander and that dragonkin. Is that possible?
Right between Xander and that dragonkin. Yes.
I'm going to use the force of my movement to kind of push them even further towards Bali and intercept them. And I'll kind of just, sometimes even a teacher can forget, but remember, only a teacher can open the door. You are the student, and you must walk through it. Now run!
Okay.
And that will be 2 actions, 1 last action, a flurry of blows on the creature. Ooh, that was close to a natural 1. A 41 and a 20, total of 20.
Total of 20 is a miss. 41 is a critical hit.
All right.
Boom.
Critical.
Rise and shine.
So he is fortitude saving throw.
43 damage?
43 points of damage.
Oh, this is a critical.
A fortitude save of
Jeez.
29.
Fortitude save incoming is easily. That's a
Or
freaking
24 even.
38.
Okay, fine, no problem. And 3 and 5, so 8 points of fire damage.
God dang you guys with this fire. Okay. Next up will be the all fire elemental army for next adventure. Fire this crap. Sildren, you are in the middle of some difficult terrain. You and Bali are in the middle of this iced over area. You've got a soldier in your face.
Sildren will just kind of.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I can tell you this. You do not see any cold breath in his mouth, so he cannot do that definitely for next turn. You're
Wonderful.
safe from that.
Sildren remains where he is.
Keep in mind, Bali is glistening with healing.
Yes,
Ew.
I want to get closer to you, but I'm busy. Sildren snaps a finger and also bursts a blister. So that means, unfortunately, it's nobody else is close enough, but he will take 76. Oh, I'm sorry. He can make a
Fort?
I don't think so.
You're just making up the spell as you go along?
No, well, because he already has the blister, he just takes the damage, I believe.
Blister.
Oh no, basic for fortitude save. So yes, he needs to make a fortitude saving throw.
All right, he rolled a 24, so he takes
24 will
full damage.
fail, so he will take just a very low, unfortunately, 21 points of damage.
21. Pop. Goo.
Gross.
And then Sildren will see what's going on with Piercy, kind of flailing around a little more wildly than normal, and will cast Dispel Magic.
Hold on. Each creature in a 15-foot cone. Oh, so you can aim the goo of that. Okay, so you're safe and you're not getting your buddy. Okay,
Yes.
making sure. All right, one more time. You're trying to cast Dispel Magic?
I am casting Dispel Magic. I am trying to dispel the magic on Piercy.
Range 120 feet. Nice. Okay, casting Dispel Magic is a counteract. You need to roll your spell casting modifier. And what level? I'm sorry, before you roll, what level are you casting it at?
I have it at second level.
Okay.
No reason.
May the force be with you. Always.
So, spellcasting modifier.
Christy's gonna try and block it.
I think you might be successful. Just roll your spell attack. Just roll spell attack.
All right.
Whatever spell you have handy.
Yeah. All right.
Like your searing beam or what have you.
Yeah, we'll do that. $32.
Oh my God, you've confused him even more at this point. Let me see. You fail to counteract the spell. You feel at level 2. You feel you had that spell was way beyond the capabilities of a level 2 dispel magic.
Okay.
All right. Sildren's done. Xander.
Xander!
You're cropping my style. Stop it.
Xander was going to show something really cool, but instead he's going to pull a DeLorean and fly 55 feet away, getting closer to Bali. But in the process, he will also shoot an elemental blast behind him in a 60-foot line towards the Colium guard that he just left behind in front of Yaru.
I don't know if Alistair did, but when you say I'm going to aim back behind me towards Yaru and I'm going to do something that has the name Blast in it, that got my eyebrow up as usual, but then it became a line.
And Shuka's also moving towards.
Okay.
Actually,
DeLorean
he's just
style
going to end
just
up over there.
That's
taking
really
off
cool.
and leaving fire behind me. And let me. So it is cast. It is a basic reflex save.
Okay. Reflex save coming your way, and he gets a total of, I've been rolling pretty good on these, 32.
32 is a pass, so he'll only take half damage, which is 26 points
That's
of fire
still
damage.
pretty good. And you're leaving behind a trail of fire. Am I hearing that correct?
Correct. Well, it was a straight line. It does not stay.
Oh, okay. But visually,
Exactly.
You blast out this fire and wound, and that guy's getting pretty hurt. Xander is done, I believe, yes?
Correct.
Soldiers get to go. The first soldier is going to tackle Piercy, who's just flailing away like a madman. Everyone looks like a dragon to you right now, Piercy. The soldier steps into you and then does Draconic Frenzy, slicing with its ice blade. Natural 20 on the poor Yosoki.
Oh, no!
Okay.
This is not the battle for Piercy. It's turning out. Damage is 47. Could have been a lot worse. Second blade coming from the other side with a 33 to hit.
That hits.
Piercy is struck a second time for 31 points of damage.
Okay.
Then the tail comes swiping in. Oh, dear Lord. 27?
No.
Okay. What's your hit points left?
36.
Okay, wow. That was that soldier. Next up is the soldier who is just got blasted. He is next to Yaru. He is going to no, he doesn't blast. He's going to go ahead and do. Or does he save his master? He is going to fly and do a double move for one action super speed. Let me double check how often he can do this. I don't want to cheat here. Speed surge. He can do this. Oh, yes. He goes flying with ease past you. Unless anyone has an attack of opportunity, he flies past Yaru and Xander, lands next to Palik, and can still pull off the frenzy of damage. No, this guy has not done his burst. He was the one that was trailing. He's going to go ahead and burst the ice land a little bit away from Palik and burst ice behind. Why did you move? Behind Piercy and Palik. You guys are both shattering ice shards. You guys need to make reflex saves. 29. Should be relatively easy for the likes of you. Woo!
Critical success.
Nice!
For both of us.
Yeah, he did what should be a much more devastating attack, but you guys are so nimble. Shards go flying, and it's just more snow on your back. There is one more dragonkin who gets to go, and this is the one who is... I skipped him. This is the one that is next to you, Sildren. What did he see you do? Fail to cast a spell there. He saw flames over there. He flies away towards Xander with this crazy flame attack. No. Xander, you are attacked with his sword. Just comes flying right at you with a 33 to hit.
That hits.
One hit on Xander, follows it up with a terrible miss for sure. And it's going to go ahead and tail strike you as well, Xander. With another miss. So one blow only at Xander, who has the lowest hit points in the group, with a fantastic damage roll of 36 for a normal attack.
Oh my gosh. Barely standing. 6 hit points left.
Woo! Piercy is my last NPC. Piercy, we're going to do the same thing as last time. We're going to do 2 attacks on the nearest enemy, and then we'll put the third as kind of a helpful thing on Palik.
I took damage, so I get to roll to the effects.
You do.
What do I roll? 20?
Was that 2 hits and he rolls twice? Or?
I'm going to check that. It is a once per. No, it's a flat 11.
Okay, so I'm rolling a d20.
And what was I looking at?
What?
Good luck.
Oh, thank you. 18.
And you have lost it. God dang. How did you take damage, though? You avoided the ice.
I took 3. No, because I took 3 strikes.
A whole bunch of stabs.
You got a bunch.
God dang, I thought I had you locked down the whole battle. Nice, I got to say. Piercy, I was going to say you are my last NPC, but no. Go ahead and take your turn.
All right.
How does that look, by the way, getting that confusion off?
I'm hit. What is going on? And
I'm a banging.
Still strikes at Palik.
I come back to my senses, and I'm going to use, as my first action, I'm going to use Leading Dance.
Ooh.
Does this realization cause you to go, there's a lot of blood on me and my cleric is way the hell over there? Just wondering to myself.
Nah.
Okay.
Xander critically wounded.
I'm fine.
Children
I'm
half
fine.
health.
You don't know me.
Piercy critically wounded.
Performance check against Mr. Monster's will DC.
Okay.
So
This is a new feat he has.
Just need you to stand on Shunka.
performance.
That's all I need.
Oh, 29.
Is exactly what you needed.
Yes.
Yes.
So what happens is I move him 10 feet? Or, no, I gotta get back to it and see. I move him 5 feet. And can you move the Colium Guard in between Palik and I?
Sure. You sweep your foe. If you succeed. Wait. You also gain panache with this.
I also gain panache.
That is awesome.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
So I kind of come to my senses after he beats me senseless. And I say, I think you look better right here. And I move him in between Palik and I. I have panache.
Yeah, you both move up to 5 feet in the same direction is the only catch. It's the same direction.
I can't rotate.
No, it's the same direction.
Okay, hold on.
But which direction is it?
If I move there, that's probably 5 feet.
You know, that's kind of fun. Let's do that. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll say that we'll just pull him in the last bit. That's just too cool.
Okay. So now I have panache and I have flanking, and here we go.
How cool is that?
Strike number
That's a
one.
that's a level 12 feet, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, where was the 19? It was
Oh,
right
man.
there. That would have been so
20
cool.
28.
I'm going to give you a hero point.
Give me a hero point?
I'm going to give you a hero point.
I don't.
It only works on a
It only
natural.
works
Only on a
criticals.
natural one and
Yeah.
for a house
Yeah.
rule.
I'll give you both my hero points.
No.
28. No, the miss.
28's a miss.
Okay. So I'll go for attempt number 2. That's a strike with a 32.
32 is a hit.
Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of damage there. That's 21 points of damage,
Okay.
and 3 of that is fire.
3 of that is fire.
And I still have haste, I believe. Children.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I have a third action, and this is going to be a
Third attack.
Third attack, yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
It's going to be and with my -8 third attack, 23
Is a miss, but it's a
What?
confident finisher,
confident finisher.
which has proved quite valuable. But look at that roll.
20.
That's pretty good. You stab and dance and lure, and Palik just like cool as you maneuver him around nicely. And Palik, you can take some action on this.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hey,
I mean,
the
Stonefather.
clanging. Time for you to clang.
Getting after it. Hopefully, with the
How'd you do? What'd you do?
30. I think I'm gonna burn. Wait,
Yeah,
no.
what else did you do?
I can do. I'm gonna use the guiding luck to re-roll an attack roll. So that'll be both my luck rolls gone for the day. Yeah.
Way better.
41.
41 to hit that guard
Yep.
is a critical hit with sneak attack damage. That's a lot.
81
Oh,
points of
What?
actually 81 plus. I'm gonna use
You doubled Yaru's critical
precise
damage.
debilitation to add 2 more d6 to on top of that.
Okay, just don't add.
Probably
No,
don't need
stop adding damage.
Yeah, 85
Leave
points of
Brittany
damage.
alone.
Literally just doubled Yaru's critical damage for a
Oh.
3-action attack that I have.
Holy. Okay, you decimate that guy, disembowel him after his dance moved into position by Piercy.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna move down here to the southeast, and try to strike this little bastard. for
Who's
some
also
damage.
badly wounded.
Yeah. For 29,
29 is a hit.
it is.
Yeah.
Wow. For 23 points of damage.
Wow, nice.
23 is there any of that? Hold on, let me double check.
No. Some of it's lightning, but
He has
no
3
fire
hit
damage.
points left. He is hanging on
God damn it.
by a thread. Palik is done. Bali, what do you have? You've been talking about being in some dire straits here.
Yes, you'll see this arc that is being created. So this is a 3-action heal at level 6 is being cast into a cone, which some people refuse to jump into. So this is, and I don't think
I love seeing your pain on this. I really do, just because like it's been a year of me dealing with this.
So the only
Burning
2,
cats.
3 if Chunka needs healing.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3 will be there. And this will avoid the Colium guard that is standing in the path. It just opens and wraps around him as gold little sheens flash out. He swats at them, but nothing to happen there. And here we go. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Come on.
I see a 1 in there. That's 34, and we'll add the extra 3 to Xander. So 37 for Xander, 34 for the other.
Wow,
Thank
nice.
you.
In addition, as you do that, just a fun little visual, since you are a stone priest, from the snow in this huge wide cone, from the snow come little bits of gray rocks rise up just a little bit and hang there before gently falling back down. And that also disrupts the difficult terrain around you, Bali, and that is gone.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. That is 1, 2, 3.
nice.
That is done. Yes. Okay.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn. And
All right. And with one final blast of terrifying magic,
Oh,
Kuvad lets loose, he'll even step a bit and let loose a rainbow of terror upon the group.
No.
I saw you looking at Bali and Sildren
Yep.
through
Yeah.
range,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
Boom! Colors go flying everywhere, and we are being hit by 5 different hero people. First is Shunka.
So Shunka needs to roll a d8.
D8, please. This is the
Is there no
penultimate- the big roll.
And ultimate.
Penultimate.
Is there any way to dodge this at all? Is there any saves?
There are saves, but we
spell?
have to make the 8 first to see what kind of save it is.
Shunka rolled a 3.
All right, a yellow zapping beam hits Shunka. Reflex, please. Oops, that's not what I mean.
Shunka rolled a 37.
That is exactly what you needed to roll.
Yeah.
Shunka takes half damage, 35 electrical damage.
Okay.
A beam zaps out and hits Sildren. What color is that beam, sir? Quick
Ooh,
D8.
pins and needles.
5.
5, a blue bolt. We haven't seen this one. Hits Sildren. Make a fortitude save as stone starts to grow around you.
Oh, that's so much better than 1.
32?
32?
Yeah.
All right, 32. 32. The stone effects that I mentioned around Bali all fall down, just a gentle visual, but the last few around you don't drop, and they start to adhere and grow around you, and your skin is slowly turning to stone. You are right now slowed 1, which means you are going to lose 1 action per turn. And you have to continue to make fortitude saves at the end of each turn, and things may start to get worse.
Yes, because I am familiar with this spell,
Yes.
and I know if I'm unable to move at all, I will literally turn to stone.
Yes.
Forever.
And I'm sure you're now getting the scope of the magnitude of how powerful this prism can be. He's getting like essentially 5 values of like turn to stone, if you will. Just it's crazy.
Do I know what a haste would do?
Haste. What's the description of haste? That's interesting.
So this is also his Sildren's class feat. It's actually pinch time. You gain the haste as a 3rd level arcane innate spell, which is magic empowers the target to act faster. It gains the quicken condition. It can use the extra action each round for a strike or stride.
And what does quicken condition read? That's the deciding factor.
Quicken, you gain 1 additional action at the start of your turn each round. Many effects that make you quicken specify the types of actions you can take.
You're good. That would
action.
help.
If you become quicken from multiple sources, you can use
that would help.
extra.
We're good. We're good. That would help. All right, we still have more rolls to make. And
What'll that do?
No, you don't need to roll that at all. You're just getting the initial effects.
I know, but what will me hasting do to that?
That will help. I said that will help. Yeah. Bali, make a color prism roll, please. D8.
Column prism roll D8.
And Palik and
Lower's better.
5.
If you'd be ready to go with a 5.
Oh, wow.
The stone also collects around you. Make a fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude saving throw.
If you get bound by your own stone, I don't know if that would be like the best thing or the
Bite you.
worst thing.
I return to my father.
That would be awesome. What did you save? Let's get a fort going.
Fortitude saving.
Everyone get your saves ready.
38.
38 is a success.
Woo!
You are slowed 1 for 1 round, just like Sildren, but you have no other effects beyond that. Just slowed 1 for 1 round.
Okay.
We have Palik. A color blasts your way. D8.
3.
3. Yellow zapping energy. Make a reflex save. 37.
Save.
Oh, shit. 28.
28. Not a critical failure. You take a painful 70 points of electrical damage.
Oh my god.
Zapped. Piercy, you are the last to go since you're badly wounded. What did you get? What number?
Looks like a 6.
A 6. An indigo beam affects you, and you seem to be getting a little confused.
Oh, no.
Make a will saving throw, please.
Okay. I'm going to use...
This is why I don't roll the colors. I wouldn't be believed.
30. I'm going to use... shit. Oh, I confused it. All right, 30.
You confused the roll?
I was gonna use my charmed life to
That's
get
before,
a +2.
right? All right, no hero points. You're good. Okay. You are affected by a confusion for 1 minute. We know how that rolls.
Alrighty.
And we're gonna ignore that part. Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Sorry,
Yes.
I want to check. Does this count towards curses or any kind of paralysis that I need to work with, as far as the stone goes?
The stone. No, it's not paralysis. It is slowing. It's a
Totally,
different
okay,
effect.
all right.
But good to ask. That was all Kol Kuvad can do this turn. It is Master Yaro's turn.
Ooh, okay. Once again, seeing Xander in dire need of help, I will rush over to Xander and Yelena, and I will ask Xander, Xander, do you think that your red form could help us now?
Oh, yes, that's a chance.
Why don't you do that on Karl, on Kuvad, and I will
rounds ago.
And I will take this one, and I will use my last 2 actions to flurry of blows this guy.
All right. You're just saying that as you're doing this punching motion.
I'm gonna go ahead and flag just so we're clear. But that's a natural 1 and a 32.
All right, natural 1 is a miss, and that's going to give you a -2 to your next attack, which becomes a 28.
30 because flanking.
A 30?
So it stays
still hit. Nice.
Stays natural.
There you
Good
go.
flanking. God, do you guys remember at the start of this campaign, you had no idea what flanking was?
24 points of damage, 6 of that being fire, and a fortitude save real quick.
And your stupid fortitude
Hey, man.
Fortitude save of 36.
Okay.
All right. You're done. Sildren.
Sildren will use pinch time and haste himself.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That was a move, flurry of blows. I still have 1 more attack.
Okay.
I'm very sorry. Real quick. It's not.
Sildren's pinching time out of time.
No, natural 1. Never mind.
Oh, no.
Never mind.
All right. You, with your last attack, you jostle and punch the guy with no damage, but knock him backwards towards Xander. And Xander, you dodge out of the way, and he bumps into Yelena, who is dropped prone.
No.
So that essentially means, Xander, you are kind of prone-ish as well.
Sorry.
It is Sildren's turn.
Yep. So I
out of her
have 2
hair.
actions. I use my pinch time, and then Shunka will attack the other Colium guard here that's with Polik. I think with Polik, yeah.
What's the pinch time? Is that a spell?
That's haste.
Oh, that's
But it's only for myself.
3 hit
But it's-
points.
And
Get rid of that guy.
Yep. All right. Come on, Shunka.
Come on, Shunka.
Come on, Shunka.
29 to hit.
31.
Actually, with
31.
flanking, 31.
31 is a hit.
Oh my God, Shunka.
Come on, Shunka.
Come on. 3 hit points.
We're all rooting for you.
3 hit points.
Yay! 15 points of damage.
He is dead. Just destroyed.
Totally stealing the kills.
Do I need to do anything else to...
Yes, you now need to make a fortitude saving throw. 37 fort.
Ugh. $33. I'm gonna
Yes.
use my last hero point for that.
All right.
22 instead.
That is a critical failure.
Of course it is.
Sildren is now slowed 3.
Oh, what is that?
Well, with the pinch time,
Pinch time, your target is a 4. You are still slowed 3. Does that make sense?
it does.
Okay, so Sildren would be permanently turned to stone if he had not just hasted himself, and he is about to become permanently slowed. This is really bad.
How can we help him?
Yeah, I don't think people prepared Dispel magic in the ways that needed to be happened, to be honest. You guys haven't faced this kind of magic before as well.
Yeah, Bali needs time, and I don't know how that works.
It is Xander's turn. Things are getting weird.
Yeah, Xander only knows Dispel magic at level 1. Shoot. Even though I can cast that spell, I have to know Dispel Magic at that level of the spell. Is that correct?
You want to cast Dispel Magic?
I want to cast Dispel Magic on Flesh to Stone for Sildren.
Yeah, you can cast Dispel Magic, but unless it's a heightened signature spell or one that you've learned at a heightened level, it's at that level.
It has to be at that one level, right? So that's
Right.
not going to work out.
And what happens is, just in case anyone's curious, you make a spell attack roll. If you get, it's something along the lines of, if you get a success, you can counter then a spell +1. So if you cast it at level 2, you could counter a level 3. If you fail, I think it's something like -1. And if you critically succeed, I think it might be a +3, something like that. Just letting you know that it's really low.
Really low. Okay.
Core spell, no matter what you roll.
All right. Well, Xander is prone with Yelena as he's reaching down to pick her up since she got bumped by the Colium guard. And in the
Sorry.
the same kind of format of the why, Xander's voice gets a little deeper and a little harsher and a little growlier as his aura flares around him, turning into this bright dark red, and his yell grows louder and louder and turns into a roar as Xander changes himself into a giant red dragon.
Nice.
Why?
You did
I
you
think I'm a giant
select-
Xander.
I don't think you selected the icon checkbox.
Oh no!
Doesn't look as cool, but it's interesting.
He inflates to super.
Gnome Xander! Giant.
Stay Puff Xander.
Let me see if I can do it again. Hang on. Rewind back to. Oh, I gotta go back to normal. Now it's just not playing. I'm gonna revert.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm tiny again. Wait, I can do it. I have to show off.
Just cold.
Giant red dragon. Wait, there's a checkbox that said change token image. Did it?
Yes, that's what you're supposed to be selecting.
It was already hang on. This is gonna work out, you guys. I'm really excited.
Oh my god.
I believe in you. Yeah, check that box this time. Let's do it.
Pulls out a lounge chair.
It's really impressive when I turn into a dragon.
There you go.
Woo!
I was prone. I stood up, cast the spell. That is everything I got.
Okay, you were not prone. She is. So you can continue to do things, but if you move, you have to then undo the prone. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Or do you want to help her up anyways and just get her up?
I'll help her up. Yeah, before dragon form. So
Xander the Red Dragon appears, and I gotta tell you, not only you get this Colium guard right next to you. It's like, whoa, this dragon appears, and even like, what is it, 50, 60 feet away, Kolkuvad warily turns around and looks at this dragon of red flame and raises a draconic eyebrow. It is the Colium soldier's turn. He is immediately going to leave the dragon space and is going to fly away and attack a nearby target, which happens to be Shunka. He does a draconic triple strike. Shunka, 33 to hit.
That'll hit.
A 27 to hit.
Miss.
And a 30 to hit with the tail attack.
Miss.
Oh, interesting. Only one hit. With not great damage. 24 damage. That was not good for him. Piercy, there's only two enemies. It's that guy and Kolkuvad, but Kolkuvad is still quite the threat. Piercy, what do you got?
Piercy is going to...
Is the confusion broken?
No, Piercy's still confused.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
So what does Piercy do?
Piercy moves towards Palik and does triple attacks on Palik.
Oh.
Bastard.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Let me open up my attacks. I'm a clanging. Here we go. Strike number 1 is
Oh,
20.
That's not the time to roll those. That's a critical against your teammate, my dude.
Did Tim's video cut off? I didn't see. Is he leaving the game? What's happening here?
roll out.
Or
Interruption.
did Seth?
Okay,
Quick interruption here before you do anything.
Yes.
Do your damage, but then don't roll more. Stop there.
Okay.
Do your
Okay.
stuff. Don't roll more.
I have to do a couple different damages. So
Well, whatever's related to this strike.
Finish this strike is what
here
he's
goes the
saying.
critical. 26
26 damage to Palik, who's already half damage.
plus critical fire.
You have persistent fire, 1d10 persistent
1d10.
fire. Don't roll. You don't roll that. That's Palik's turn.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind.
Yep. Okay, and then what's going on, Bali?
Bali, seeing this vicious strike against Palik, and I think this works. Palik, with a loud snap you hear from across the snow there, Palik seizes up at the blow and falls over completely dead. Absolutely dead.
0 hit points.
0 hit points. She is dead to the world.
Are you sure about this? I think you might be a little off. I think I know what you're trying to do. I'm looking for it.
Killing your party members is a bad thing,
Yeah,
Molly.
it's a bad thing. I think
And that's Xander saying that.
I think there's one. I'm looking for it. Why can't I find it? Risky.
It's 5th level.
Oh, I was looking under feats. Sorry. 5th level sounds good, doesn't it?
5th level sounds great.
Let me double check. Oh, I'm totally wrong. I read the word ranged wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Palik drops dead. Okay, so that was one attack. You then spend a second action running over her body. I'm sorry, your third action running over her body, and your fourth action striking with flanking at Shunka.
The last time I give you haste.
Dragon dog. 26.
That's gonna be a miss.
All right, and because of the dragon dog line and the critical hit of blow, we'll give you a hero point for attacking the party.
You're
for the
giving
first
him a
time.
hero point. Critically hitting me. God.
Keep it up, Tim. You're doing great. You and me, we'll go places.
Palik, from your point of view, Bali has locked eyes on you. You took the hit. It was nasty. It was brutal, but you fade away. And as you take a step away from where you were, a simulacrum of you just drops to the ground in your place. You are now invisible, but you've taken all that damage and you're invisible.
You've taken the initial damage, but your hit points after that still remain the same. This this is an illusion. Yeah, so there's a corpse of Palik on the ground, but you are now invisible standing next to it. Pretty sweet.
Okay.
How long does
That's
that
awesome.
last?
Those powers.
Yeah, and what break is it? Standard invisibility. So if I attack, it breaks.
If you commit a hostile action, yes.
Okay.
So use it sparingly.
Yeah, but anyone you attack is flat-footed, guaranteed. Sweet.
But
Okay.
If he takes damage, he gets to roll out of this, right? He gets a chance.
Why would you want to hurt him?
To get a hero point, maybe?
Yeah, now you guys are searching for it. Palik, it's your turn. Oh, this is getting close.
Yeah, this isn't awesome. So Palik has been in this mass of thorns before. If she is it considered difficult terrain?
No. When a creature ends,
I know if you end your turn in it, you're
no. It's just when a creature, it just gets a chance to grab you and do damage.
okay.
What you gonna do?
Yeah. I can't see. I know there's a guy over there, but I can't see him. I don't really want to go in here. I'm going to run around this tree to my east. Yes, perfect. And then flank this last Colium guard with Shunka and attack, breaking my invisibility.
Okay.
And yeah.
Jesus Christ. A 29.
29 is a hit.
Oh. 27 points of damage.
Nice.
And he's going to have 3d6 persistent.
Bleeding on him. That could play a factor. He is critically low on health. Nice. Are you done with your turn?
Nope, I'm going to attack once more.
Oh, okay. Maybe the bleed is not a factor. As he is hit again.
With, okay, yeah.
10 hit points. I think you got him.
Yeah.
You got him.
Sweet.
The last soldier dies, leaving Kolkuvad alone. He is still got plenty of health left and plenty of fight and magic in him. Palik is done. Bali, it is your turn. You are slowed one, I believe.
Bali is slowed one, but so it's it's really who gets it. Oh man, you do not make it easy, folks. You do not make it easy.
Who gets what?
The heal.
Okay.
You can leave the dragon.
Counteract somebody who's about to be turned to stone forever.
That's just it. Man. I can't do that. I can't do that. That slowed one really screws things up.
I can heal somebody. I have a way to heal people.
Xander was gonna heal, but he's a dragon.
I will heal Palik immediately if you heal someone else.
Question is,
that takes one off.
Do we want to heal our traitor guest?
Yeah.
No.
Honestly, I would say heal the dragon because we're gonna need it.
Dragon's pretty healthy at the moment.
I know, but I don't know what this guy can do, and I don't want to give him too many chances at you. I would say heal Palik or Piercy. Or, I'm sorry, Xander or Palik. Or Piercy.
These are the tough choices.
Yeah.
As we stated 2 minutes ago.
All right, checking the distance.
I can do battle medicine and I have a potion, so we're good on 2 heals.
Says you. All right.
2 non-magical heals at that.
Yeah, but you guys are way out of range.
And Kolkavad's going to go first.
Not, in between us, that's true, but...
You're way out of range. There's no doing. There's only one move that I can do. And that is to Palik, taking on a level 6 heal. Here you go, Palik.
Get her fitter.
That is
nice.
83 points of damage.
Wow. That is a solid heal.
Wow.
That is actually 86 points of damage in total.
No, I think we incorporated that already on single target rolls.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, the areas.
The area. You got
That's fantastic.
83 hit points.
Palik, by the way, you saw Kolkuvad putting his hand in your direction. You were going to be his target since you were limping and bleeding like crazy, and he's going to change targets. So that was a good call. Bali, do you have another action left?
With the slow, no, but the stones do fall away, and I'm free next round.
All right.
Maybe.
Kolkuvad's, it's his turn. He's pretty tactical. He's got a possible offensive spellcaster who's turning into stone, a healer, And then this dragon is a concern and a whole bunch of melees. All right, Kolkuvad steps back a little bit and lets off a level 6 lightning bolt to the east, catching Palik, Yaru, and the red dragon Xander all at once. You guys need to make reflex saving throws. 37.
41. I'm sorry, not 41. 37. Critical success for Yaru.
Critical for Palik as well.
36 for Xander.
Oh, Palik dodges no damage. Yaru, I believe, dodges in no damage.
Correct.
And Xander
takes it in the face.
Dragon's made.
Big dragon face.
Hold on, checking the damage. I said it was level 6. That is 4d12, 5d12, 6d12, 7d12 points of damage. Should be nice.
Is it fire damage?
Nice
Fire damage, right?
gentle. Electrical damage coming your way. Not too bad. 41 points of electrical damage to the Dragon Xander. Oh, you kidding? A 43!
I have 43. That leaves 2 hit points for Dragon Xander.
Close. I literally watched his roll, and there was one 12 that was a 12 and became a 2. So close. All right, that's his turn. Yeah, this lightning and a blast and just dodging heroes. The dragon is killed. The lightning sparks, but the dragon still raises a droopy head and is standing strong. It is Master Yaru's turn. You just dodged like a ninja. What are you up to?
Yaru dodges like a ninja 10 feet backwards, I'm going to use that as my first action as well. To get closer to Xander, and uses 2 actions to pull out a...
What is this?
Elixir of Life Moderate.
Oh.
And this is 5d6 plus 12. And I am shoving this in the dragon's mouth.
Yeah, that's the description. It's not as heroic as one might think.
I am like diving into the dragon's mouth.
Don't even bother uncorking the bottle. Just toss the whole thing. And just
Someone hold it by the back of the neck. Keep it straight.
That's
the hinge of the jaw. Push on the hinge of the jaw.
Yeah.
Well,
32 points, and I'm like plus.
It's in there. It's in
all
the roll.
total. 32 points of health, and I'm like shoving his jaw closed. Like a dog.
Rubbing the neck.
Good.
All right. Wow. Sweet. That's a nice heal for a non-healer.
And that is 3 actions. I was going to attack him, but he moved, and I'm not fucking with him.
Okay.
Xander, we need you.
Sildren.
Do I have to?
Oh, no. I forgot.
You are slowed
Sildren.
3. You have 1 action.
Sildren is going to cast guidance upon himself because that is a single action cantrip.
Sure.
That will give him a +1 to the saving throw that he's about to make.
All right. Make a fortitude save of 37.
Huge save.
Good luck.
Oh.
And that would be a 32.
Do you have hero points?
I do not.
Would you like some?
This is important enough. We can do the 2-for-1 special if necessary.
Bali just gorges 2 hero points into the friend next to him.
All right. This is it. You got to take whatever this roll is.
It has to be like an 18, 19.
Don't question
20.
it. Just do it.
You can do this.
Nope, 31.
31. And Sildren's body solidifies. The stones close in around him, and Sildren is petrified.
Oh! No!
Yay, another one down. That's confused.
Lingering confusion. Xander, the red dragon, who's still badly hurt, but not critically. What do you do?
Dragon immediately flies right up to Kelkuvad, getting right in his face, and making sure I get around here. Gets right behind him and immediately blasts him with a cone of fire. I'm having a hard time moving my friggin' dragon. There he goes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that stump is an object that blocks you. You're
Got
so
it.
big.
That's what it was. I'm having a hard time seeing images on my particular screen. Holy crap! Cone of fire.
So that's it's cone of fire. Oh, it's the dragon breath. Sorry, I'm like you're casting a spell. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, firing the dragon's breath.
Okay. Dragon's breath is a reflex saving throw on his part. He is high enough level that he can pull this off. Here it comes. Come on. Here it comes. 38.
Ooh, that is a success. It's not a critical success, though.
Oh, good.
That's what you're really looking for at that point.
Yeah, so he'll take half damage. I'm trying to figure out the 10d6 fire. Okay. Give me just a moment.
Come on, all sixes.
Giga! So that'll be 40 points of fire damage. He'll take half for 20 points of flame damage.
Does that also hit Piercy?
It does also hit
Oh, does
Piercy.
No, it doesn't. He's
That
like
would.
halfway out of the cone.
Aimed it to not hit me.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm seeing it.
No! He's behind it, aimed it to actually tag into you.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
No,
Mr.
you can-
Confused?
You can change that angle though. It doesn't have to be straight north.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let me change that then.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't turn it towards him.
Yeah.
He's out of control.
Maybe I should have set the
Traitorous son
green
of a
dragon.
bitch.
Everybody's shopping
if
for hero
Piercy's
points.
still confused, after Xander saw him stab Palik, he'll blast him.
You're going to intentionally blast Piercy.
Who is confused?
You might be confused. I don't think Piercy is confused any longer.
Yeah, you don't have to hit him, is what we're saying. There's an option to not.
No, so he's not confused? I thought he was confused.
I might not be after this now that I took damage.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, but I thought you were
Yeah. All right, Xander, go for it. Xander's blasting.
If I need to do a reflex,
20.
Reflex
Reflex
save!
save.
okay.
Reflex save.
30 or higher.
I might not take any damage then. Oh, I should.
Tim wants to fail this one.
Oh,
Yep.
You fail.
Is that a critical failure?
It is not a critical fail. It needed to be a 30.
Okay.
right, so I took.
But you take the full damage, which is 40. 40 points of damage.
Oh,
Flame damage.
Oh.
That's what I said.
I don't.
Unless
take
you
that.
want to maybe spend a hero point.
All right. Well, the good
Just
news
earned
with
by
40
stabbing your friend.
with 40 damage, Piercy is no longer confused.
Yeah.
Yay! It worked.
He is, but for a different reason.
Yeah. The bad news is he's burnt charcoal on the ground.
Does Kalkuvad look at this as like an accident? Like it was really meant for the bad guy?
That's dying one.
Dying one.
Okay.
We have one person petrified, another at dying one. Xander is done with his turn. It is
Not Piercy's
you go.
turn.
Your initiative gets moved before your attacker, which is Xander. This has never happened before. Let's put it. Let's just drag you there. There you go. And then it is Palik's turn.
Okay. Pleek's
is
gonna
getting
run
weird.
into this mess and flank Kalkavad.
Oh, Xander. I'm sorry. Also, Xander, you are in this mess. Make a fortitude save, please.
Isn't he flying though?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Oh, that was shit.
Yeesh.
First roll.
My first roll was a natural one.
Oh
All right.
no!
With
I
a natural-
have one hero point. I know we're a little loosey goosey. Does anybody else have one?
I have one.
You cannot give any.
Okay.
Yeah,
well
you
then-
can. Yeah, you
Wait,
can.
yeah,
You
I've got
just
one.
went and you're on the ground. Your dying breath of confusion is what to help out?
Take it.
Okay.
Right there.
A 40 to
40
hit.
is a hit.
Much better.
Yes. 31 points of damage, and he'll have some persistent shit to deal with.
Some bleeding.
Bleeding.
All right, Kolkavad is half health. He's taking some hits now with concentrated fire from the enemy. You're not done though yet, Malik.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna strike at him again with a 35.
35 is a miss.
And then we'll. Oh no, as a move. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm done.
Bali Ashbeard, Stone Priest of Shadow Hall.
How lovely is this?
Oh, and I'm sorry, I know I keep feeling this. You are stepping in the tentacles. Make a fortitude save, Malik. 37. You know this too well.
Yeah. God damn it. 36.
36. You take 14 points of bludgeoning damage and are grabbed. No, if you end your turn, it is just 1d6. You are grabbed and take 1 point of damage. Much, much better. Okay, Bali.
All incoming. This is an arced heal that's coming. And this is hitting the Red Dragon Xaner, Palik, the downed Isoki, and one Shunka if he is injured. For 27 to all of you.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you.
3 to... Don't you get to put 3 somewhere?
No, this is my divine font. It is not
Oh,
subject
okay.
to the +3.
All right. Nice.
But that means the Isoki is healed and up as well. Or
Yeah.
just healed.
Piercy, you are prone and blinking your eyes in the snow. That's it for Bali?
Yes.
All right.
What
Kolkuvad.
happened?
What's that?
What the fuck happened?
You were being naughty.
Is going to go. He's got a stone guy there and a guy there. He is going to. He's got all these people jumping on him. He is going to cast at the dragon a level 5 acid arrow.
Ollie, how many hit points do I have?
Level
27.
4.
You gain
Acid
27.
Casting a level 4 acid arrow at you, Xaner, the Xaner dragon.
Oh god.
You have a different armor class. Frickin' 29 to hit.
Miss.
Yeah.
That was not as planned. I
Or
said
more
that was-
accurately, it hits, but it just kind of falls off my
Yeah.
scales.
Shoot. And then he is going to move around Xander a little bit and get some distance. His turn ends. He has some bleeding on him. Want to roll that bleed damage?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, and he does get rid of it, but he takes the initial damage.
12 points
That's
of
nice.
damage.
That's pretty good.
Okay. He's getting into the wounded category. Yaru.
Yaru's golden little wings appear on his feet so he can avoid this difficult terrain mess, and he is going to fly with the abundance, with the winding flow ability he has. He's going to go 60 feet,
Running through the air, you know?
running through the air, right here to flank with Dragon Xander. Oh, I'm going to go around the rocks.
And carefully staying over these tentacles is the goal, right?
Yes, I am in flight, and that is 2 actions. My last action will be a flurry of blows.
Good luck. He's going to try and block these blows with his dragon claws.
That's a 39 and only a 22.
39's a hit.
All right. We've got 22 points of damage, fortitude save, and 3 of that is fire.
Ooh, that fire. He is getting bloodied and punched and hit. There's damage to his little bits of armor on him, and he is looking pretty bad. And you said
Fortitude save? Yeah.
This is almost guaranteed 37.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Piercy, you are lying in snow but alive.
You skip up, free action.
Nice.
Question: do I still have haste?
Yes.
All right. Second
That's in
action.
his Soki mating call, though.
Second action is to whip out some elixir of life.
Okay. Third action is to drink it.
Third action is to drink it. So 28 points.
Okay.
So let's see. And then I'm selected. I'm flying well there. Boom. And then my last action is to do a tumble behind.
Okay.
Attempt a tumble behind anyway. Odd. So,
He is pretty resilient. Let's see. You failed before.
acrobatic,
Well, that's a good one.
40.
You tumble behind him, gaining panache and getting on the other side for flanking,
Nice.
and you have a hasted stride or strike still available to you. Kip up was free.
Right.
Grab potion, drink potion, tumble through.
Yeah.
I count one more.
Finisher.
Okay, this could be good, but he's so resilient, so protective. Oh, the 20 was there. 25 total.
27.
27.
27 is a miss.
28, 29 because he's flat-footed.
That's what the 27
That's
is.
what the 27 is.
No, I'm flanking with
Yeah.
Flanking
Yeah,
creates
flanking creates
flat-footed.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it doesn't stack. Okay.
Okay, but you have confident finisher.
That's right, I do. So I'm still going to do some damage here.
Yeah.
If it's stacked, we'd be at plus 10s all the time.
14 points.
14, another cut, another slice. Oh, and he's just getting just slowly whittled away. Sildren, I will skip your turn.
Oh,
Fuck.
children.
Xander Dragon.
Xander Dragon stands up or is flying above and reaches right down with his long neck and bites onto Kalkavad with his flaming jaws. For 27 to hit.
Well, 27 to hit is a miss.
Rude. Oh, wait, 29. 29's still a miss, right?
That is a miss.
Not sure why it rolled twice there. He's going to bite again with the jaws.
Good luck.
Whoa.
For freaking can't get him. 27 on that one.
Is a miss.
Ah! Ah! Okay, if I want to get out of this spell form, I can do that at will, or is that an action? Revert.
I have to see the spell. I think it's a dismiss action.
Let me take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an action as well, if I remember.
You can dismiss the spell. That is one action.
Okay. I will. Xander dismisses the dragon spell.
All right, Xander dismisses it and reverts to his normal form, alights gently upon the ground into a bunch of tentacles. Make a fortitude saving throw, please.
Ah, what is this?
Oh.
This is not what I wanted. Natural 20!
Natural 20. Xander, you with your little footsteps know this spell. You've seen versions of this before, and you are completely resilient to this area of effect for the rest of the battle.
Stinky.
It is a Shunka's turn. No?
No.
In order for pretty much. In order for Shunka to act, I have to be conscious.
Okay. Shunka will then stay out of that mess. It is a start of a turn, and it is Palik.
I have a question. I have to make a roll to get out of these.
Acrobatics roll.
Yes, but there's a whole mess of people around him. Well, let me make that first. Ooh, a 31.
31 is a failure and 1 attack down.
Okay. 30.
30 is a failure.
Well, this is balls. And a natural one.
Natural 1. You are slowed 1 with extra grab. No. I'm so sorry. You are restrained. So you cannot attack or do anything really now. You can still escape with the normal roll, but you're now more limited in what you can do. Okay. Ooh. Bali, this is interesting.
Yes, it is. Molly could heal more. Let's do that. Bali unleashes a torrent of healing towards the group. Here goes.
They would have dropped a long time ago without this.
Right, without you.
And the roll is 37 to pretty much everyone, except for Sildren.
Oh.
Was that your 3 action area of effect?
Yep.
Boom. Lots of healing goes
nice.
out. That means next up is Kol Kuvad. What has he got left in his bag of tricks? Oh, here we go.
No,
a bunch of rainbow color. Just kidding. No more rainbow colors. You are safe from the rainbow colors. He does, however, have more tricks up his sleeve, and he hasn't dealt with any attacks of opportunity, so he will do a move and land on the other side of Palik, and you know it, he loves it. A cone of cold is blasting everyone but Bali.
Wow.
He is going to go ahead, and this is a 6th level cone of cold. You guys need to make reflex saves. Let's do it one at a time because I keep getting confused by this. Let's do it in order. Piercy, 37 reflex save. Everyone get your reflex ready.
I get a... Oh, never mind. I get an advantage to poison and stuff, but not...
No, quick reflex save, 37. Just going to do the group real fast here.
29.
29. Okay, I say quick and I didn't even have my damage ready. Sorry about that. Okay, Piercy, you fail and you take, holy moly, what? Oh, thank God, I rolled 12d12 instead of 12d6. It was ridiculous. Sorry, re-rolling. 50 points of cold damage to Piercy. Yaru, make a reflex save. Thank you for going fast.
34. Any success is critical.
That is a failure. 50 points to Yaru, who was unhurt. Xander.
God, here we go.
Mostly healed.
Not too bad. That is a 39.
39. You take 25 points of cold damage. Palik.
So I'm restrained. What's that going to do to my roll?
Let's say nothing for now.
Okay, I like that answer.
Probably a -2, but let's say nothing.
Still failed.
Okay.
Still
you fail critically.
Yeah.
Palik, you take 100 points even of cold damage.
God.
I just... No!
Oh, she's still standing. She's still standing. That was this level spell. And then Shunka.
Sorry, on it. Reflex?
Yes.
28.
Shunka takes 100 points
Ouch.
and drops dying in the snow. Kolkuvad is done.
Everyone, don't move. I can fix this.
It is Yaru's turn. He is critically injured, but devastating.
Yaru just
Finish this, Yaru.
try like as quick as he can possibly move without teleporting, gets behind him to flank with Piercy. Will use I can't do that. Oh damn. Okay, I'm gonna do a key strike flurry of blows.
All right. So both
Blast.
get additional damage and +1 to
Yes.
hit, but he is heavily protected, although he didn't shield. Good luck.
So that's a 31, 33 to hit, and a 33 to hit.
You miss and you miss.
Oh, man.
You have one action left, I think.
I have one action left. Yeah, I guess I have to go for it. I'm just gonna do a last ditch
effort.
attack here.
This is guaranteed to miss.
It is a 27.
Piercy, and then you need to make a fortitude saving throw.
I'm flying.
Ignore me. Piercy, your turn.
Percy is going to
I did say run, I'm sorry.
do a fancy kind of parkour thing off this rock to the south. Somehow tumble behind Kalkavad and end up
Right where you're at.
right.
You can end up right where you're at.
Okay.
Yeah, you just make a
flank
cool. You just make a cool dramatic roll. Make a pretty hard acrobatics roll though.
Okay. Do that.
Parkour.
Parkour.
It's 5. You're level 12.
Oh no, not that!
It's supposed to be a 19, not a 1.
Natural 1.
We're getting
All right.
murdered.
Literally getting murdered too soon.
With a natural 1, you do not perform that. You bounce off the rock, fall right back where you landed, and you can and you land and get grabbed by extra black tentacles. You are grabbed and automatically take the original 3d6 points of bludgeoning damage. So 13 points of bludgeoning, and you are grabbed. You still have 2 actions left. Ooh, boy, oh boy.
I don't have 3. I still have haste.
Oh yeah, you're good. Keep going.
With his second action, he's grabbed. What does that mean? I'm grabbed.
You need to make an high acrobatics roll to break free, or you cannot move from the space, but it does count as an attack.
Okay.
Or you can stay there and just strike.
I'll just use my attacks. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. First strike. Miss.
29 is a miss.
Second strike.
Oh my goodness.
25 is a miss.
Strike.
Oh.
Oh my god!
21 is a
That's
miss.
3 4s in a row.
Bad odds.
We will skip the petrified Sildren. Sorry, Chris.
Oh my god.
And yeah, Piercy, you've been caught and grabbed. Xander.
Xander's going to stand right where he is, and he is going to do the same line effect that he did when he ran before, but he's going to cast it right in between Xander and Piercy and right over the top of Kel'Kavad, throwing him an elemental blast.
But wait, that line looks like it's cutting through many people. So describe that?
Yeah, so it's a 60-foot line. It's going to be perpendicular to me. So literally, I mean, if I could do one spot, I would, but it's just going to be a straight line. So it's going to be that rock over into the outer bound. So I'm not throwing it from me. I'm throwing it out. You know what? Hang on a second. Maybe
I don't understand.
Just move down 10 feet and then do it.
How are you throwing it out? I don't understand. It centers from you.
I was gonna do it like casting a wall out.
Yeah, he was doing
which
this.
Can be 120 feet out, but I'm gonna do this instead.
Okay.
Back him into the walk, and then boom, straight shot right between the two, like shooting pool.
All right. This
Fire
is some sort of elemental blast. He makes a save.
It's an elemental blast. It's a basic reflex save. Correct.
Okay. 44.
He critically succeeds.
Oh,
so
Critically
I will bother
succeeds.
not rolling damage.
All right. Shunka
Holy
gets 3 actions this turn, being
Okay.
attacked, but Shunka is dying and cannot. Shunka, I believe, is at -9 hit points. Shunka
Yep.
needs to make a no, Shunka doesn't. Shunka gets moved initiative wise in front of him. So ignore me. Ignore me. All right, so Xander's done. Palik,
Need to make an acrobatics throw to get out of this.
get out. You have no ranged attacks.
40.
You break free.
Nice.
I'm gonna move over here and.
Go touch Molly instead.
Do some attacking.
I'm very touchable.
Go touch him instead.
Yeah,
Never mind.
37 to hit.
37 is, I did not say he's shielded, is a hit.
Nice.
Fortunately, he's not flat-footed. So 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage. Kolkuvad drops to one knee and a look of horror on his eyes and says to the group, and primarily Palik right in front of you, I yield! Do not end me! Says the general, one of the generals of the Colium army.
Ooh. I'm gonna. Palik is gonna look up at Bali and kind of your call.
You're asking Bolly if he wants to save a dragon.
Aye.
If I had my hammer to him, I'd put him into the earth.
Okay. Then that's all Palik needs to hear. Her rapier goes through his throat.
Like, wait.
Nope.
You didn't ask me.
You guys have something else you want to just say something?
I mean, if she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it. But Yaru says, wait.
Seth, you want to... It's up to you. You're in
What?
charge.
Why do you want to save him?
I don't want to save him. And Yara just looks at Sildren.
Man, do it.
Listen to me, dragon, and listen well. While Palik has the rapier at his throat, Yara is speaking. If you want a whisper of your life, then you will reverse the spell that you have cast on our druid. Do it now!
On his knees, he looks straight at you. Again, this desperate look, blood dripping down. He looks at you, Yaru, and he turns his gaze more towards Palik and this blade right at his throat. And we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. This got crazy. And we will see you guys next time.